of our family.
My God, well, you're supposed to give me a little bit of a warning, bro. Hey family, welcome to our
coming out of the program. I'll try that. Think I sound now?
Can you guys hear us now?
I know we sound like Verizon, but...
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Yay! Yay, we have sound. Woo! I don't know what happened. What happened, Seafood Larry?
I won't tell you. So I had this bright idea that I'm going to do this eating raw vegetable vegan thing, and my head's all not working, and I got to poop.
TMI, brother, TMI. I got nothing. Okay, so hi everyone again. That was Seafood Larry. I'm CJ Jamie. This is Seafood Food. We're Enter Shellin. Welcome to a Q&A. And
Seafood, you're not turned on.
I'm standing next to Jamie. Of course I am. How you doing?
Your microphone's not on.
It is.
Check his microphone.
It is on.
You check his light.
Sorry, I'm dying over here. Okay.
I have no power.
Oh,
Probably 'cause there's no battery.
oh, is his battery dead?
Or it's empty.
Oh, hey, Seafood.
Oh my goodness. Yo, I'm sorry, y'all. Please just extend us grace. You know, Seafood Larry's going through some detox symptoms. He's only on day 2.
Side effects of a vegan diet.
No, side effects of detoxing from all the garbage that he was eating before. He'll be good. Give him another week. You know, he'll start being, you know, a little bit better, and hopefully, God willing. All right, family.
Such a train wreck.
Welcome, Anthony. Anything?
Anything.
I got nothing to say.
Hey, what's up? Feel free to ask us anything within reason. Seafood Larry, you're fire hot. Oh. Okay. So let's see who is on. Hey, Baron. Baron became a new YouTube Premium member while we were getting started. So congratulations and welcome. Thank you so much for
First class.
being a part of our family. We got Errol coming in from London, UK. We got A. Toby coming in from Chicago. We got ETV Earth on. We got Sun Goku. Ed coming in from Rhode Island. All right. Hey, John. John coming in from South Jersey here. See Jamie, Sifu there, and Sifu Fu. I really enjoyed meeting you guys and training with you. Plenty of adjustments to make and hope to get in again soon. It was good getting to meet you face to face. I know we met on Zoom before, but it was really cool getting to meet you. So looking forward to seeing you again. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Son Goku says, sending you all boundless love and light. Well, thank you so much. Thank you. Ed says, I'm good. 65 degrees today and 10 inches of snow Friday. I love New England. Yeah, so I know like it was, I think 69 earlier today. And now it's going to be like in the 40s
Beautiful
when we
day.
leave here, which isn't bad. I mean, compared to what it was. I don't believe we're going to have any snow on Friday.
Yeah, the weather's crazy.
But I think it's going to be dipping down. It is crazy for sure. So it's that time of year, you know, in the Northeast. I don't know how it is like over, you know, in Chicago area or anything like that. Maybe our friends here that's on can let us know. But at this time of year here in the lovely Northeast, it's like cold, spring, winter, spring, winter, spring, winter, and then finally spring, and then it's like bam, summer, and before you blink your eye, it's insane. So we'll see what happens. Matthew is coming in from Michigan. Matthew,
Whoa, what did I do?
What do you mean? What do you do?
I fixed it. I'm just messing with stuff.
Okay.
I
Oh,
wanted
you
to be a
split
part of
screen it. You
everything.
split screen it. Cool, cool. Look at you.
So
getting
now I
all-
can talk. It's like a real podcast.
Almost. Yeah, you should get that like little tripod so you don't have to hold it up, you know? Maybe.
But now I'm stuck holding.
That's what I said. Get the little tripod.
No, I'm gonna leave soon. I just wanted to be funny.
Okay.
You're off camera.
Matthew
You
is
gotta
one of
move
our
it to
new
your
members to entershaolin.com, our full membership site. So welcome, Matthew, coming in from Michigan. Let us know if anyone on here is also from Michigan. I know he's looking for a training partner. We also have Wing Chun application on. Bob is on. I can't remember. Did I say? Yeah, I did say Errol. Yep. Yeah, where's the sound? Yes, now we're good. Now we got the sound. Yay. Yay, good stuff. All right, family, just to let you know, if you do want your questions to jump ahead of everyone else to make sure that you get covered tonight in the Q&A, feel free to drop us a little love with that little $sign where the comment section is. Just click on that. Any dollar amounts. We are not picky or stingy, but it does help us.
$5,000.
I mean, Seafood Larry wants $5,000, but I understand if it's not in your budget. But yeah, every little bit does help. So, and if you can't afford to give us a couple dollars or whatever, you know, please do like and
You
share
can afford
these
it. Give it to us
videos.
anyways.
They probably can. But if you feel like you can't for whatever reason, feel free to like and
We're
share
probably
these
gonna get yelled
videos.
at for keep on asking money.
What's that? We're gonna get yelled at. We probably will, you know, maybe. We'll see. But
That's
if you
what they
love
do
what we do, feel free to help us out, whether you become a member
Even
to
though we're kidding, dude, don't
entershaolin.com.
give us no money. We like doing everything for free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It helps pay the bills doing everything for free, right?
Well, you know, I'll start doing some dancing.
We're gonna do some
I'll
dancing.
put on the panda
Do a
hat.
Are you gonna do like
And I'll wear a banana suit.
are you gonna be a TikToker dancer
With a banana suit on.
with a banana suit on? Okay. I mean, it
I'll
could
shave
work.
my eyebrows too. That gotta help.
CB's coming in from mid-Florida. Let's see. Sun says, even the greatest kung fu masters must sit for the poo. Ha ha ha. Or squat, which by the way is way healthier actually than sitting. Do the research on it. It is, us getting toilets was a bad mojo for a lot of people. Son Goku says, love you all. Love you too, brother. Robin says, hope you are all doing well, question mark. We are getting better and better every single day. Every single day. Someone said you looked tired, Sifu. Feeling tired?
I'm tired. You know, the old age, when you hit, 85, it just gets to you.
Is that why you're looking so gray?
Yeah. Stress.
Stress. ETV does send us some rubes. I don't know what that actually stands for. Some kind of monetary value. Well, thank you, sir. And he says, hiya. Let us know if you have a question.
I think it's Russian.
ETV. Is
Rubies?
it? Rubles?
I think
maybe?
it might be
Rubles?
Russian.
Is it
Rubles?
Is it rubles? I was wondering if it's rubles. That was going to be my guess. Let us know where you're coming in from, ETV. Let us know. Let us know.
And thank you.
And thank you so much.
Have a question? We're going to answer it first.
Oh, you don't know? You guys didn't hear what he said to me?
Who?
Errol says, it's a good thing Seafood had a dead battery. I don't know what he said to CJ Jamie. He said I was hot. And he told me.
Seafood Larry said, what, you're not turned on? I was like, I'm standing next to CJ Jamie. Of course I'm turned on.
Oh, Lord. Oh, my goodness.
What you really want to know is what's in this tea, and we're not telling.
I can tell you where it's going.
I'm not going to talk. It's not mushrooms.
It's definitely not mushrooms.
Not
There's no
peyote.
mushrooms. It might be green, though.
Is it marijuana?
No.
Can you say that on YouTube?
I would hope so.
I don't know. If I say the jab word, I get yelled at.
I mean, I don't know. They're okay with
We're
that.
very inflammatory, man. Since we make like zero money from YouTube.
We just don't even care anymore. Yeah, we're
He
just
asked
done.
the question. We should answer.
Yeah, let's
We're
go
gonna
ahead and get
actually
to that.
we're gonna do business.
Yeah, so we're gonna talk business.
Well, you're gonna get beat up because I'm not.
Hey, Reminder, I'll get to you next. I want to go ahead and give ETV Earth some spotlights, and they sent us a little love. ETV says, is this correct that using Wing Chun, you can smoothly create your own WT?
Wing Chun.
Wait, oh, is that what that's supposed to
Yeah.
be? Okay, Wing Chun.
Wing Chun.
Wait,
they say.
just follow the base.
Yeah.
Well, he said WT, so I didn't know what that was supposed to stand for.
Wing Chun can be spelled W-I-N-G-T-S.
No, I know, but I didn't know what WT was supposed to be. I was not familiar with seeing it abbreviated. Sorry about that, sir. He says, just follow the base techniques, or is it a myth?
Well, your martial arts be your martial arts based on principles. Period. You know.
Period and point.
It's kind of like dancing. You know, you dance to the beat, but you move how you want within that beat. Same thing with martial arts. You follow principles in which you want to move, but you mix the movements how you want to do it. It's pretty simple like that. That's why, you know, in the end we say, don't let style define you, let energy refine you. For us, it's all about the energy.
Yeah.
A punch is a punch is a punch, a punch. Whether you call this a boxer's punch, a karate punch, Tai Chi punch, or whatever punch you want to call it. Really, the understanding and the technique lies in the way the energy moves inside that. It doesn't matter what you call it. That's just a word. That's not going to make you better just because you called it something else, right? It's about how you do it that makes it good or bad.
Right.
Our job is to make it good. So you just pick whatever you want that suits your personality, your body needs, and everything. And you want to make that work the best. And the way you make that work the best is the economy of motion, the energy behind it. That's what NDN is all about. You know, we never say one style is better than the other or one style is worse than the other. It's about the principle and the energy behind what you do that makes you well. You know, a shotgun, I better yet, a violin. It can sound good, it can sound bad. It depends on the player, right? The person who's playing the violin. So it's all about how well you can do it. Now, obviously, there are certain principles that can make you better. And that's what we're all about, the principles, okay? I always tell people, like, what you lack in skill, you make up in strength. So a lot of styles, they actually use strength to compensate for the lack of skill, and they make it work that way. And that's fine if you're strong. The problem is when you're going against someone stronger, then it becomes a problem. Or if you're teaching someone weak, it's not going to be beneficial for them.
Right.
Us, it's about the energy control. It doesn't matter how strong the person is, because we're not trying to overcome that force. We're trying to manipulate the force. That's what NDN is all about, energy control. So hope that helps.
Absolutely. You can definitely make it your own, but definitely know what you're doing. Definitely know what you're doing. And let us know if you have another question, too. We'll be glad to answer you. Phil's on. Phil says, good evening, guys and gals. Good evening. Ramninder is asking from Toronto. Let me see. Do I see a question from you? I'm looking. Aha. Coming in from Toronto. Can you start training with the wedding dummy at age 34?
You can
yes.
start training at any age where you can mentally and physically
Yes.
understand and connect. Okay, obviously when you're two, obviously you can't. You have to get the understanding in your mind, and you have to get the body to be able to perform it through the mind.
Yep.
So a child can learn as long as they have the mental capacity, and they can reach the jog, not have to stand on their tippy toes type of thing. They have to be able to perform it without compromising body structure and maintain the root and all that stuff. So you can learn at any time. Learning is always something you do at any age, and it doesn't have to be martial
always
arts.
be learning
It
and
applies
growing.
to anything, right? You could start doing anything. The question is whether you can do it well, right? That's the
depends on
question.
you and
But
your training.
You can learn. Like anyone can sing. It's just a matter of whether they can sing well, right? Anyone can learn anything, but the question is, can they perform that well? It's all a matter of your discipline. It's all a matter of your ability to put yourself into getting it down. I wouldn't say like a 65-year-old person would be able to do gymnastics, you know, because there's a physicality that's required. But a guy who's 65 can do Tai Chi because it's not a physical demand. There are certain things at a certain age where if you start too late, it becomes a problem because it's like you can get tight muscles, you're not flexible, you might have rigid back, whereas if you're a gymnast, you know, they train you at a young age so you can be very flexible, very pliable and all that stuff. But there's a lot of things that you can do that does not require that type of physicality. So like training in soccer, pretty much anyone can train in soccer, right? Because you don't require flexibility like that. You need strength, you need stamina. And that's something you build at any time, even at a later age. Whether you're gonna have that strength and stamina as like someone's 25 years old, I wouldn't say that you would, but you could
But you
still
can greatly
increase your
and
strength and
yeah.
stamina. Yes, absolutely. Like I said, anyone can learn at any time, at any age. The question of how well you can do it, that's another story.
And it's also about your mindset too and your commitment level as well. But I didn't start my training until I was 33 and a half years old. So yeah, you're good to go. You're fine. You're going to be more than good and more than great. So don't be afraid. If you're willing to learn and grow, you should be doing that your whole life. So you're still young.
And the other part is whoever's training you, how well he can train you, and if he's doing it right or wrong. That's the other part.
If you want amazing training, right here, go check us out at enterschelling.com/join. We will be holding a sale sometime within the next week, and we will be closing out access to Enterschelling 1.0. So we can start preparing for 2.0. So if you want access to everything that we do, where everything is just at your fingertips and you can just like dive right into everything, you definitely want to sign up sometime within the next month. I'm just going to say that right now. But if you're not ready yet, that's okay. Enterschelling 2.0 is going to be really awesome. It's just going to be a different kind of flow of how we're going to be doing stuff. Matthew, 80 Toby says, here in Chicago, it's snowing. Mother Nature needs to get her life together. Yeah, it's supposed to snow up further north of us, apparently on Friday. So now I gotta go check the weather after this, because I'm wondering what it's gonna look like here on Friday. Matthew says, can you explain a little bit more in depth about the health benefits of Tai Chi and what it can do for me? Yes, we can.
Okay. There's certain ways we can build health, right? We can do it through food or diet. We can do it through exercise, right? We can do it through working out, cardio, all that stuff. Tai Chi is all about the physical side, but it's a balance between the hard and soft. Whereas exercising is mostly hard. You push yourself hard, you're increasing the heart rate. I'm not saying it's bad, it's actually quite good too. Tai Chi is for those people who can't physically push themselves as hard. Like if you're elderly, obviously you have a weak heart, maybe you have a bad knee. Tai Chi can benefit for those people in that area. They benefit anybody really, but it helps when you're older and you can't be physically challenge yourself as much. Tai Chi can help you on the internal side. Tai Chi corrects you in the body structure. That's why it's very important to create certain alignments in your body and everything. The reason why you want to create that proper alignment is because that's where your energy flows the most, your nerves can connect the most, and that's where you can bring the energy forth the most. So that's the benefit of Tai Chi. It helps you to learn to relax the muscles, learn to get the blood to flow, learn to stimulate the nerves. It teaches you how to connect your body in motion at one time. And when you go fast, you allow momentum to carry you. When you go slow, you must control every point in which you're moving. And that's what Tai Chi teaches you, how to develop that control. And that's why Tai Chi is done very slow. And I've seen in movies that I like the saying, it's not mine. So slow, smooth is fast, fast is deadly. The reason why you go slow is so you can learn to develop the control. Your muscles are learning every ounce of movement and keeping that control. Okay, and then when you get good at that, when you can learn to get your muscles to move that way, now you can go faster, and you can stay in that control. And then when you go faster, obviously, power is one of the elements of power is speed. So when you accelerate something at a faster rate, you're going to carry more mass with it, and so you can generate more power. So that's why slow, smooth, smooth is fast, fast is deadly. Tai Chi is really, really beneficial because you're learning to control your breathing. You learn to get that blood flow. You learn to connect the nerves. You learn how to channel the energy from the ground to your hands. You're learning how to relax. You learn how to stay strong without staying tense. So it's very beneficial because you're using yin and yang. When you're working out, you are using more yang than you are yin. You are really pushing the muscle. You're trying to get the blood to flow. You're ripping the muscle fibers, actually. They say lifting weights is called controlled trauma. You're actually injuring yourself so you can heal.
Unless
That's why you're supposed
wrong,
to.
Then it's
Well, I'm saying
really
right.
not.
But if you're working out, you're supposed to rest like a day or two so your body can heal, because you actually are damaging your body. But when the body heals, it's supposed to come back a little bit stronger every time. So it is beneficial. Tai Chi is not in that manner. They are not tearing down the muscles.
No.
They're not ripping the muscles apart so you can heal later. It is actually teaching you how to control through the breath, through the movement, and through the connection between the ground and your hands. So that's the benefit of Tai Chi. You're supposed to build up the Chi and cycle the Chi throughout your body. That's what Tai Chi is all about. It's getting the breath, bringing it in, and sending the energy out. It's a balance between hard and soft. It's the control that you're looking for. Now, everybody has different ways of doing Tai Chi. I'm not going to talk about anybody else's Tai Chi because I'm not going to insult anybody in the way they do Tai Chi. But for us, the benefit lies, mainly within the wrist and the waist. A lot of people just do the waist. They don't really use the wrist. You're losing that energy if you don't get it to the wrist. You got to be able to do it. It's like, to me, doing the waist without the wrist is like learning dance steps to a music, but never feeling the music. You're mimicking the movement, but you're not feeling it from here to getting it out. And that's the same way as like choreography dancing. If you don't feel the music and you're just stepping to the beat, you're not learning how to get that dance rhythm, from inside. Tai Chi without the wrist is kind of the same thing. You're doing a lot of the waist, but without the wrist, the energy still is not going out. It's staying in you. You got to bring it out, especially in combat. When you're doing combat, it's very, very important to get it out in the wrist. If it's not in the wrist, it's not going to work well under pressure.
Absolutely. And hey, reminder, you are welcome. Anyone else, if you're new to what we do and you're curious, you want to learn a little bit more about our no deck knob principles and how you can apply them to your current martial arts, if you have one, or just to make your everyday life better as a whole, and to find out more about what we do, feel free to go to www.enterstellan.com/gift, fill out the form, make sure that you go to your inbox, and make sure that you go ahead and click that you want that and stuff, and confirm your subscription, and then you'll get information on how to access the material on our website. And if you're interested in more, there'll be also a spot next to the welcome video for you to set up a discovery call with us, and we can talk about what your training goals are. It doesn't matter if you're brand new to martial arts or if you've been doing it forever and a day. We have something for everyone to help them to be their best selves. And Matthew says, thank you for answering my question. You are so welcome. Bob said he was talking about to Matthew about his experiences with Tai Chi. He says, I am a retired from the post office for 40 years, plus a smoker, and took up Tai Chi and quit smoking about 6 months in. The health benefits have been amazing for me at age 61. That is awesome. And just, again, proof that it really is never too late to make positive changes in your life.
Positive about that?
I'm positive about that.
So
110% positive about that.
Change.
ETV says, thank you, Sifu. Bob says, it probably saved my life. Yeah, and then some. Silas is coming in from Brooklyn. Hey, Silas. Winston said, I discovered this channel watching a Tai Chi video and one lesson of Wing Chun training Kung Fu. It's a great job you do here. Well, thank you, Winston. We greatly appreciate it. And if you like what you see here and you're ready for more training, you can go to our site, enterstellan.com, become a full member, and get access to all of our training. It's a lot, lots and lots. We estimated there's a good 10, maybe even 15 years of training if someone like really focuses on training all of it. And we're adding more stuff coming up soon. Right now we're working out our schedules and stuff like that, but we usually on a regular basis are adding new content there. So we also on Thursday nights do a Q&A for our members only on Zoom, where they can get live video critiques and all kinds of cool stuff. So it's a little bit different than what you'll see on here and a lot more in depth. Son Goku says, hey, I have a question for Sifu. Are you familiar with Yi Jin Jing? If so, can you make a lesson on it? I'm currently looking for a way to harness my mind and body, and if anyone could teach, well, it be you.
I do not know that. I am not familiar with it at all.
No, I haven't heard of it either. I'm going to look it up real quick just so I can see if we have something. Serious exercise coordinated with breathing and said to enhance physical. Okay, so Qigong, 40 breaths we have on our site and stuff. So that would be a similar thing that you could utilize.
I don't know if that is a hard style, soft style. There's hard Qigong, there's soft Qigong.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if that's a hard Qigong. I don't know. I have nothing, never seen it. So
I'm going to say it's definitely more of a Qigong-ish look from what, because I mean, they have some of the similar movements and things that they're doing. It looks like a kind of like stretching, almost like Qigong meets the little yoga almost. So we can help you with Qigong and Tai Chi, but not that particular style, no. But from what I'm reading about it, it seems like it would have a lot of similar benefits. So if you are dead set on that particular style, unfortunately, we would not be able to help you with that. But if you are interested in receiving similar benefits, we do have some stuff that can help you in our Qigong and our Tai Chi on our site with that. So that is all up to you on how you want to fulfill that desire to move forward with your healing and your training. So it says, can you speak on Jeet Kune Do and leading with your right leg fist and the springy nature of keeping your back foot lifted with 80% of your weight on the back foot?
Okay, when it comes to stances, okay, just understand there's always two sides strong, two sides weak. Just remember that. Okay, you have your heel and you have your front ball. Okay, generally heels are used to create breaks, rooting down, so you can learn how to root yourself into the ground. Toes are used for breaks and pivots. So if I'm going to use like a right leg here and I have my weight towards here, it's designed so I can use it as a spring load to a step. Okay, and usually when you're doing it with your hands, you know, you want to turn the hip from the front ball. So if you're standing, again, I don't know if you're talking about like a front ball, like a Wing Chun, or you're heavy down like a boxers or a Muay Thai guy or MMA guy where you're grounded. You know, you see a lot of people, they'll go like this and they'll just move this way. Again, you have to learn how to transfer your front ball and your heel. Like I said, you want to put the heel here so that way, and you want to use your toe here. So if I'm going to hit, understand that our power is going to be grounded, but our force to make the body go forward actually lies in your hip. It's not in your feet. I always talk about that. Footwork is not about the feet. It is actually about the hips. So when I'm punching, if I'm trying to not turn my hip and I go like this is all I can do, okay? The reason why you want to turn your hip is because one, it'll root you down, allow you to pivot, and then it allows you to generate more power coming out. So most of your movement comes from the waist, not from the front ball and the heel. They are your points of where you can ground and stabilize. So when you're doing that front ball and heel, like I said, somebody did ask that question before about what the front ball and heels are for. Heels, like I said, they're used to ground you. So if I'm like this, I'm grounding, and I can use that to push from. Front balls are used so it can pivot and break, so you can do that. Those are the main principles of why you do that. Whether you do weight, like if I'm on my lead leg and I put my rear, okay, it's so I can use that to spring. But again, it comes from here. I don't do it so I can push. It's gonna, if you try it and try to accelerate and you don't turn your waist, you can see that you only go like this. When you do it, when you turn your waist, you can see that you'll generate more. So really, don't worry about your feet. I've said it many, many times before. The really training that you need is actually in your core. You ever see like, and I've shown it before, if I stood on one leg, right, and someone would push me, I'd be like this and I naturally find center. Okay, the only reason why you fall, if you look at a drunk person, is because their core is off. You know, they might bring their leg up, but their body's like this, and so you always see like, whoa, whoa. It's not because their feet can't find center; it's because the body can't maintain center. So really, you got to look at your core more than anything else. So when you're moving and everything, you know, when I do this, it's because I have a very strong core when I move, so I can step and do that. But again, it comes because I have my core to create the hit, to create the control, to create the movement that I need. My feet would just be able to stabilize my body. So when I'm stepping forward, it stabilizes this. That's all it's for. You use your front ball, like I said, to break, to root, to pivot. Use your heel to ground and to root as well. So really look at your core. Don't really look at your feet. I don't teach my students like, oh, when you do this, you got to be like this. No, I just say, look, just get your hips in, get how you weight, wherever you want to put your weight, whether I'm going to put rear, forward, it doesn't matter. Leopard styles, they have like this. But mainly, it comes from the hips to make my steps. It's not because I think of my feet. I tell my students, just get your hips to turn to make the attack, to make the counterattack. But just make sure the core is right, and you'll naturally find center. You don't have to worry about your feet. I never look at my feet. I just make my core the way I want it, and then my feet just naturally find center for me. So that's really what you want to look at. The weight distribution is just dependent on whether you want to advance, whether you want to root, or whether you want to step backwards. It just depends. So if I'm going like and I need to step back, I turn my hips. If I turn my hips to do it. I just pick up my front ball. I don't step back like this, or I don't go forward like this. I will turn my hip. I will move with my hips to make my body move forward or backwards, or sideways, depending on what I want to do. Okay? Hope that helped.
All right, all right. That was some good information right there. Hope that helped, Silas. All right, let me go down here. Covered that one. Okay, Bob says, I did not have anxiety. Oh, okay. Someone was asking about how you handle anxiety. We do standing position meditation sometimes for an hour. It calms you, but it's tough physically. Yeah, and Qigong and Tai Chi are proven to help with anxiety in general. So any kind of form, it's moving meditation, and any form of meditation helps with that. And I would also say looking into your diet, you could be slurping all kinds of things down your throat that could be causing anxiety.
That's some good tea.
So, you know, look at your diet. You know, are you eating processed foods? Are you eating junk food? That kind of stuff like that. Are you eating whole foods? You know what I mean? And I don't mean going to Whole Foods, you know, the market. I mean like foods that are unprocessed in their natural state. Are you making sure that you're sleeping well? You know, you could have a mineral or vitamin deficiency. There's so many things that can cause anxiety besides obviously like outside stressors. You know, are you stressed at work? Are you stressed at home? And then looking at how you can work on becoming a better version of you so you can deal with those stressors in your life and communicate better and show up better. And we've had a lot of people that have had PTSD that have seen relief through doing Qigong and Tai Chi, and there's been plenty of studies on that as well, and just people with general anxiety and things like that too. So there's definitely ways to heal those things. It's just a matter of finding out what is causing that issue and starting to implement lifestyle changes in your life to help you with that. And we actually have a lot of articles on innershalom.com. If you type in anxiety or depression, where we've done a couple like podcasts on them and give lots of recommendations and things like that, because they are common things that people struggle with. So you're not alone, and we are here to help you guys. Svit says, are you guys together or just working together?
Yeah,
Are you interested?
I took Sifu out of the
Because
food.
I'm available.
Actually, we're all single Pringles, all divorcees here at Inner Shaolin. It is what it is.
I'm a free bird. Free bird.
Seafood Larry is a free bird.
Like, you know, now I got the camera on me, I don't even know what to do with it. All right, I'm done.
I'm single and I'm ready to
mingle.
not really mingle,
No.
but talk,
Talk.
hang
Maybe
out, be
mingle
cool,
later.
chill, ride the wave.
So yes, we all just work here, but all throughout our time of working together, I've been either married to Sifufu or Sifu Larry, according to the internet. So, but I've been married to neither. So There's that. I used
What?
to joke.
Are we not worthy? You have something against Asians? I think she's got something against
First
Asians.
of all, I have some Asian in me. That's one. Second of all, you guys were both married until recently. So, I mean, it's not.
Well, hello there.
How you doing?
How you doing?
Oh, Lord.
What's
God.
up?
I just got to shut up.
If I can
All right.
Woo!
Well, I was
Hey,
addressing that to
lady.
you, Seafood Larry. How you doing?
How you
Oh,
doing,
oh,
Seafood?
okay.
How you doing?
Things are getting interesting up in here. But yeah, so no, we are not. We are all just good family who love each other dearly and run Inner Shellin all together. Errol says, that's why I always say if you can't feel it, you cannot really express it. Good saying right there. Bob says, vaping is bad for your... Oh, you guys are talking between each other. Vaping is and is not bad for your lungs. I don't know.
Depends on what you're
Seafood-
putting in you.
Well, that is one. And it also depends on how hot it is. I know Seafood Larry can talk about a study that was where they had the vape astronomically
Look,
higher than most people would, and it caused...
Is my mic even on there?
I don't know. Is your mic even on, bro?
I gotta get
Like,
in control here.
you gotta work on you, bro.
I gotta work on me. Okay, so
Is there battery in there?
yeah, I'm good. I got a battery. So here's the deal, right? I started smoking cigarettes
Oh, I remember that.
when I was 13. I smoked my dad's cigarettes, my mom's cigarettes, my grandmom's cigarettes, my friend's cigarettes. It was so bad. I used to wake up in the morning, light a cigarette up, jump in the shower with the cigarette in my mouth.
It'd
Can
be
you
burned out by the
imagine?
time the water got warm.
I can't even imagine.
Dude, a lot of smokers do that, actually.
My parents smoked, especially my dad. He was like a chain smoker, and he never did that.
So
that took it to a whole new level.
I quit smoking. So I quit smoking a long time ago, actually.
It wasn't until after I trained you.
No, because you kept on
'Cause you were
annoying
smoking,
me, man.
yeah.
Well, no, I quit
You were
smoking
like,
because of my
"You
oldest daughter.
stink,
Oh,
bro."
I quit smoking 18 years ago.
18 years ago. Okay.
I quit smoking on my daughter's in June. June 16th is when I quit smoking.
Nice.
That was my daughter's birthday.
Congratulations,
And
sir.
then but I couldn't just quit, dude. I was smoking 2.5 packs a day. And so back then, I started, vaping was like a totally new thing. But what I noticed was it actually helped me not have the cravings for a cigarette. And now I meter it down. Like a cigarette is like 12 milligrams of nicotine. What's in this is 0.001% of nicotine. There's times where I forget that I have it, and I don't really get the kind of cravings that I used to get when I used to actually be a smoker. They did a test. So they talked about the carcinogens in vape juice and how dangerous it is. What they did was they hooked it up to a machine, and the machine got the vaporizer super hot. So the coils got carcinogenic because it was hotter than a human being would actually use the vaporizer.
Which, would be really
And is
horrible.
vaping good for you? No,
us.
I don't advocate it. I don't advocate anything actually like that being good for you. But I will say, if you're smoking cigarettes, that's absolutely not good for you. And
This could be a way for you to wean yourself
you
off
can wean
the
yourself off of
nicotine.
cigarettes, off
Yeah.
of nicotine, and kind of free yourself of that habit a bit, dude. Habits are bad, especially ones that are actually addictive. And cigarettes are more addictive. It's like sugar, right? Sugar is super addictive. Nicotine, sugar, super addictive. Caffeine, super addictive. I will say, our brains have a couple different receptors. It has cannabis receptors. It has nicotine receptors. So on some level in nature, it all kind of works together. I
Well,
think
there's different herbs and things like that.
Foods have nicotine in it.
that have little bits of nicotine and cannabinoids in them naturally and stuff like that. So like, but again, like everything else, if it's to excess, if it's not in its natural form, and you're throwing all these chemicals and additives on it, it's going to be horrible for you, and you're going to get extremely addicted, and it's going to be really bad for you. So I will say, it depends on how you're vaping
And
how much you're vaping and what you're vaping. All these are very important things. It's like anything else. But is it optimal for your body? Absolutely not. Because if we were in the Garden of Eden, would anyone be vaping? I think no. But can it be something that you can use as a tool to help you quit a bad habit and wean yourself off?
I'm going to answer that question
Oh, what question?
about the sugar because I actually did a research on it. So I want to say this about sugar. I got cancer in 2019, And sugar's a monster.
We're talking about processed sugars too, just so you know,
sugar
not
is
fruit.
a monster.
Not
So
natural sugar
if
from
you're-
fruits.
Yeah.
Right. If you're getting your sugar from like strawberries and bananas,
Apples and-
apples,
yeah.
the natural sugar actually is not bad for you at all.
Good.
However, processed sugar makes your insulin go nuts, and that's really red meat also causes diabetes, but sugar and the processed
in excess
sugars.
amounts.
And when you take in excess, it rots your teeth, it causes diabetes, it hardens your heart. It's terrible stuff. Don't do it. Just eat a strawberry, banana.
Switch to real stuff, man. Yeah, especially if you're addicted and stuff like that. If you're addicted to
Processed sugar does cancer feeds on
Here's
it.
the thing. High fructose corn syrup.
that's really horrible for you.
First off, your brain cannot process it. It
Yeah.
doesn't figure it out, so it stores it as fat. That's why there's so many Americans that are overweight. It's not because we're fat and lazy Americans.
Oh yeah,
that
and
don't do anything.
I'm pretty sure that was all intentional. Just
Actually, I've watched documents on,
Yes.
high fructose corn syrup. The rest of the world, they banned it.
yeah. Oh, there's a lot of
America is
places
the only country
that they banned it, and
that allows high fructose corn syrup in our
It's
foods.
horrible.
And it's in every food
Horrible.
almost. I when I buy food, I looked at it, and if there's high fructose corn syrup, I don't buy it. I don't put my kids
I
in
remember
it.
the first
I don't
time
subject myself in it.
I learned about that. It was like, I want to say like around 2000, and I started looking like you did at the labels of stuff, and I was like mortified how much stuff had that in there.
And just to let you know, because your brain can't process it, can't figure what it is, it just stores as fat. It doesn't burn off. It doesn't. You
Yeah.
have to literally
Yeah, it's not
kind of like
natural.
starve yourself a little bit so your body can start feeding on its own fat to get rid of it. Otherwise, it will not use as sugar. It will not use as energy. You know, any form of sugar is carbohydrates, right? But it's a bad carbohydrate because it's something your brain cannot process, and it stores it as fat. And that's why there's a lot of Americans. That's one of the reasons. I'm not saying that's the only reason.
Yeah, there's a
That's
lot,
one of the
but it's
reasons
one.
why people can work out in the gym. It's like, I don't understand. I work out in the gym. I go out. I work out every day, and I just can't lose the weight I want. Well, if you look at what they eat,
It'll tell a lot.
there's a lot. You know, I'm not saying everybody, but there's people who aren't really watching what they eat, and if they're eating foods with high fructose corn syrup, this is why. You see the people who are who eat organically, who watch their weight, they watch their diet as well. And if you see, there's a big difference in their body physique because of the diet. You know, you are what you eat. And if you're eating high fructose corn syrup, yeah, you're not going to be losing the weight, even if you go to the gym and work out every day, you know. Unless you're Michael Phelps where you're burning 12,000 calories a day. I mean, you got to really, really work out. But your body just cannot do that. High fructose corn syrup is horrible. So horrible it's banned throughout the world, except in America. That's just, because it's probably a lot of money. It's in every food. There's a barbecue sauce I like. I tasted it. I was like, man, this is good, but I don't like barbecue
and
sauce.
then you looked at it.
I was like, oh, high fructose, done. I won't even buy it. I used to have it for my kids. I bought the sauce, and I looked at it. I was like, crap, forget this.
When you start When you
I
start
don't
looking at
put-
stuff, and start testing and improving all things, like you'll be blown at the additives and all these weird things that are in these processed foods. It's
And
not
the
good.
sad thing is we don't need it. There's
do
so many foods that you do not need high fructose corn. You can take cane sugar, you can take natural sugars.
Honey, dates,
right.
like, you know.
And you can make that become the
Coconut sugar.
replacement for what they have.
Yep.
It's just bad. High fructose corn syrup is very, very bad.
And I will say, please, for the love of God, do not switch to things like Diet Coke if you're like,
that's another
or-
story.
Or things that have aspartame or sweet and low and stuff like that in it. It is not good for you at all. It will actually start eating away at your brain. It causes all kinds of other like neurological
bones.
issues. It's not
just not
good.
good.
Just remember, the further you get away from natural, like stuff you would find if we were in the Garden of Eden and just like picking fruit and you know things off trees and things like that, that means it's probably not good for you. Think of it as a foreign invader that wants to attack and hurt your body because it's exactly what it's designed for.
Oh, in terms of the butter, butter can be very good for you. It just depends on what it's made from.
Needs to be
There's a
like
lot of-
grass-fed
Yes,
butter,
grass-fed.
yeah.
The butter that comes from
Pasture-raised.
cows that are naturally raised, it's actually quite good. It's healthy. The butter that we get from stores, where it's cheap and made from like high fructose corn syrup, it's just bad for you. You eat more natural, more organic, it's fine. I actually was in a discussion with some of my students when he was talking about meat and how it's like really bad for you and this and that. And he's like, the vegetarian diet is the best diet. I said, well, it's because the foods that we eat today in America it's just processed.
It's processed and people are eating too much of it. So
Yeah.
you're eating crappy versions and too much.
And I was telling my student, I was like, if you look at lions and you look at bears, they're eating animals they're eating from the forest. They're not having problems like that. It's because these prey that they're eating are eating naturally. They're raised, the way it was intended by nature. The foods that we eat, the cows are supposed to eat grass. We feed them corn. We feed them grain. We feed them
right.
so we can get them fat, the high energy, so we get that fat marble. But that's not what it's supposed to be like.
No.
Grass-fed beef tastes very different from a farm-raised cow. It's a huge difference. I've eaten both, and there's a huge difference between the two. If you eat animals that are naturally raised the way they're supposed to eat, you're not going to have that many problems that we have from eating store meat, because there's a lot of things in the meat there that's not supposed to be naturally in there.
Yeah, it's not.
And so, that's one of the main reasons why eating, like they say, eating too much meat is bad for you. And I'm not going to argue that, because it can be. Like eating too much anything is bad for you. But you actually can survive. And I'm not advocating for people to eat meat or anything. I'm not advocating. I'm just saying if you eat protein diet, it's okay as long as the meat you're getting from is natural. Today we have cows that got pumped with steroids. They're put with anti-sickness type of stuff. Like I don't know exactly what they put in, but you're eating all that. There's a reason why 12-year-old kids look like they're 20, and the studies have shown that's because when they eat meat, cows have steroids in it. They're eating that. They're getting that in them. That's why girls can grow from 12-year-old and look like they're 18.
Yeah.
Because of that.
Okay.
That's the studies that they've shown. Why 12-year-old girls should look like a 12-year-old girl, not like an 18-year-old girl.
We were watching The Wonder Years, and they were in this episode, they had just hit 8th grade. And Jay is like, those don't look like 8th graders. Those look like 5th graders. I said, well, honey, you got to realize back then, there was...
Food was more natural.
It was even more natural, and stuff like that.
You got your meat from the farm. You had back in the day, you went to a store, like a butcher, where it was all natural. Today, it's a supermarket where it's massively processed, a lot of chemicals, a lot of stuff. And this is why kids look much bigger and older at a young age, because of the steroids. They found out that that's why. And so if you take someone like from the Amish, who grew up in the Amish, you'll see a 12-year-old kid look different from a 12-year-old kid from living in the city. They just because the food's more natural, they're not growing the way they're supposed to. They're growing the way they're supposed to, I should say. Where the kids in the city eating all this processed meat, they're growing a lot bigger. And it's because of that.
Yeah. And someone asked what we were drinking. We have a organic jasmine tea with some local raw honey. That is what we are drinking. And Baron, I'm going to have to agree to disagree with you on you said look at, our teeth and our anatomy, and you're saying, yay, meat. If you look at our original diet in the scriptures and look at our teeth and our digestive tract and everything and compare it to the animal kingdom, you're going to actually find out we're more like frugivores. But we are allowed to eat meat in moderation.
I think the problem isn't meat. I think the problem is what we did to meat.
Yeah, we just talked about that.
Were you in the
Where was I?
Where were you?
We were just talking like 10 minutes about that.
But I will say,
I have a challenge for people.
We're not meant to eat it all the time. We're
the
just
best
not.
The best way to eat the proper amount of meat is to go out and kill it yourself.
We were just talking.
Did you talk about killing it?
Huh?
Did you talk about the
talking
dog
about eating it?
Oh, you just eat it though.
Yeah. I'll kill it if I have to.
Oh,
I have no problem with that.
I only kill. Look,
someone told you to stop smoking so you can live healthy at 65, but he doesn't smoke anymore, and the nicotine he has in his thing is so.
I've been vaping for a long time because I enjoy it. I just enjoy it. But
he's addicted.
Whatever, dude. Whatever, man. I ain't got a problem. But anyways, even vaping. Before I had having cancer and a bunch of other things, the past couple of years have been rough, but we're actually turning that around. Things are getting better. I can still do martial arts just dandy. In fact, most people are like, holy crap, dude. But anyways, that's another story. Even while vaping, I was mountain biking, and this isn't when I in my 40s, right? This isn't only a couple of years ago. I would do, I'd ride my bike 4 days a week for about 24 miles a session. And then I'd go to the gym in the morning, rinse, wash, repeat. And I did that for a couple of years. No hang-ups, nothing, right? My lungs are fine in terms of, I remember being a smoker and what that felt like. You do not feel the same. That's my 2 cents.
Right. Yes, Phil, they do put lots of hormones in the food and stuff like that. Bob says shop at the grocery store on the outside edge and tread carefully inside the middle. And even be careful around the perimeter because there's a lot of like processed meats and stuff like that that are like worse than if you smoke a pack of cigarettes and then some. But moving on, because we can talk about health and wellness all day. Maybe we should do like a different thing. I will answer real quick. Savit Jad says, are sugary drinks just as bad as sugar? Again, if it's processed, then yes. Even if you want, like if you want apple juice, then make your own apple juice. Like just, get a juicer and juice apples and stuff. Don't buy the stuff that's reconstituted and funky monkey all at the store and stuff like that. One, you're gonna save money. Two, you're gonna actually receive the health benefits of that juice because it's not been sitting on the shelf for a year plus before it gets into your system. So again, remember, the fresher, healthier, more whole food, more natural food is what you wanna aim for. And if you guys do just that one thing, your health is gonna be like 10 times better than what it was before. So let me see that one, Seafood, because you have it already pulled up. So instead of me scrolling.
This is ETV.
ETV says, when you are in combat, how to measure your power so that you don't get exhausted too fast? That's a good question.
Okay. Any type of movement costs energy, right? No matter what you do, okay? So whether you intercept someone's arm, whether you're breathing, standing, moving, whatever, okay? Power is based on 3 elements, okay? Speed, force, I'm going to call it, focus, accuracy, and then mass, body weight, okay? How to measure it? For me, I can tell if I'm hitting 20%, 30%, 40%, 50%, is the speed I put behind it. I know my maximum speed, let's just call it 100 miles per hour. If I want to hit at 50%, I would naturally hit with 50 miles per hour. My body, my technique, it's all going to be the same every time. I just control that power through the speed I do. So that's how you can measure out how much force you want to put by the speed. Okay. In terms of exhaustion, that's one, it's based on your physical conditioning. Okay. That's two, it's going to be based on your technique and how to flow with it. So if you're like hitting and dropping, and your body's moving like this versus hitting, bending, and rooting, going like this, the economy of motion. Okay, that's the other way. You want to have that nice recovery through arcs and rooting, whereas suppose you go extend it and then you got to pull back and you see that body weight bend, that's off balance. Now I got to fix myself. Versus turning hips, sitting down and coming forward. So those are the ways that you can conserve energy and not waste it. Again, you snap your punch, you don't thrust your punch. A lot of people tell you push past, that's going to strain you. I snap in, it's much more relaxed. So I say we hit like we pierce hit, we don't compress hit. People who compress, they kind of push.
Oh,
People hit probably with a snap, they pierce. It's much less energy to stab someone is to strike with a sledgehammer. Think of it that way.
And so I want to add to what he just said, like everything he said, but I want to add this to it. So when you practice Qigong and you practice Tai Chi, you're connecting your breath and your body together. Well, I also, when I mountain bike or jogging, you have to connect your body and your breath together so you don't get winded. A lot of times what happens, I don't know how many people are aware of this, I'm sure most of you are or some of you are, but your breath really controls your emotional state. Fear and happiness is does the same exact thing to your body. And when you're laughing uncontrollably, you lose your breath. When you're scared out of your bejeebas, you lose your breath.
Yeah.
The goal.
You might lose some liquid too.
Yes. The goal is to be in control of your breath. Focus on being in control of your breath. Because if you lose your breath and you lose the connection between your breath and your body, then you're not going to have any power. You're just going to be throwing fluffy punches. And you see it all the time, right? You see these haymakers flying all over the place, but they're not really doing damage because the energy's not concentrated and their breath isn't concentrated with the actions they're doing. So everything Sifufu said, also be very mindful of the breath control that you have. Because that's very critical. If you have no breath control, you're not going to be able to.
You're going to exhaust.
You're not going to be able to sprint your power out when you need to sprint it out.
Yep.
Man, I'm like actually doing stuff kung fu like tonight.
You actually know what you're talking about, bro.
What you put in that tea?
It's because you're starting, those fruits and veggies starting to kick in a little bit for you. You're gonna get that mental clarity coming back to you. All right, let me see if there's any other Kung Fu related questions that we missed earlier.
Anyone on Facebook questions?
I looked. Unfortunately not. Facebook's been really quiet on these evening ones. I would have thought more people would be on, but we don't really have a lot of people.
I gotta be, it might be my fault.
Is it? Why's everything your fault, bro? What you doing?
because of the Facebook, fact checkers and stuff. I keep pushing the threshold on what's okay and what I'm allowed to do as an adult, a grown man, what I can and can't say.
You mean you keep getting put in
I
Facebook
keep,
jail?
they don't. I'm not actually in jail because I can still post on Facebook, but they keep.
You're like
putting
in
me at
timeout.
I'm in timeout.
You're in timeout.
And I
Okay.
wonder because of my connection to Enter Shaolin's Facebook page, if they go, hey, this dude, oh no, he ain't listening to the fact checkers.
You might be right, which they had to admit in a court of law, which we already knew, and most of you probably already knew too, that they're
Is there
just
opinion?
opinions.
We're probably gonna get doused for
I don't
saying that.
care.
All right.
Yo, shut us down. I would love to not have to be on social media no more. You guys can find us at entershaolin.com if something happens to us, okay? All right, so Adi Toby says, what's the difference between a hard and soft Qigong?
One you can smash a table with, the other one you can hug with. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. Hard Qigong, soft Qigong requires more physical demand between the two. Hard Qigong is more like a, and I'm going to exaggerate this so you can see. Soft Qigong is like, hard Qigong is like it pushes the body a little bit more. They can take like a more tension holding out the arm. So there's a lot more strenuous type of movement.
Yeah, I use hard Qigong
Behind-
when I go do number 2.
Mine's soft
Oh my Lord.
because I don't force nothing. I just let energy flow.
Maybe you should squat, bro. Let it come out naturally.
I thought about that, right? Because I went to a place once where you had to actually squat, and I couldn't do it. I'm like, I need a toilet.
In Vietnam, there's no toilet
I'm not
seats.
into that,
You
man.
actually squat to go to the
Yeah,
bathroom.
it's actually
the
healthier
The toilet's
for
on the
you.
floor. You
Yeah.
actually squat over the hole. And,
Yeah,
and
toilets actually have caused a lot of
Yeah. I know
issues like hemorrhoids and all that stuff.
I know when
Yeah, that's how
the
you get
migrants,
hemorrhoids.
in the blueberry fields, there's porta potties. They don't sit on the porta potties.
But you said they missed the hole.
They don't. Yeah, well, they just freedom.
Freedom to go.
I won't let you down. I will not
Oh my
give
goodness.
you up.
Yeah, that's with everything in reason, apparently. We talk about poop here, too. Poop's important. Hopefully you're pooping good, okay, and well. Justin says, Team T. And actually, speaking of the hard versus soft Qigong, you can also do our Qigong that way, too, if you want to work on building your tendons and stuff like that, too.
Yeah.
You can play different ways, just like you can do your Silent Tao different ways.
Yeah, I got cut off and I forgot
Sorry.
my train of thought. It's okay. Hard Qigong is more like going like. That's like a hard Qigong type of thing. They tense their breath, concentrate and pushing. It's almost like working out without the weights. It's like resistance to yourself. So that's like hard Qigong. Now people say, well, that's not hard Qigong. There's different variations of hard Qigong. So that's an extreme. I'm not saying that this is like to show you what the difference mainly. I'm showing you the extreme. There is middle. There is a middle where there's hard and soft. There are people who blend both, and that's okay too. Again, it just depends on what your goal is. Depends on what your objective is to do and what you're trying to get out of it. I think all realms of any type of physical training is good for you. Working out in the gym is good. Yeah, there's no argument. You see some people who do CrossFit and they look healthy. Like, dude, like that guy looks in great shape. So all forms of exercise properly done is good for you.
Yes.
Okay. Whether you hard Qigong, soft Qigong, which has more benefits to you, it just depends on your objective. When people go to me and they go, well, what should I train in? I say it depends on what your focus is. Like if you're trying to take Kung Fu for health, I say do Tai Chi. If you want to learn fight, I say start with Chan first because it's the easiest thing to learn for fast combat. If you say I want to get in good shape and combat and all that stuff, I say take animals. It depends on your goal. It depends on what your objective is. So hard Qigong, soft Qigong, like which is better? It just depends. Me, I do the soft Qigong because I already get my hard physical training through the animals. So I don't need to do that. I want to take the soft because I'm already physically adapt on the other side. I do animals, so tiger, I do tendon straining, I do all that. I do explosive from leopard, so I physically train myself already. I don't need that.
Right.
I do the soft Qigong to get my breathing, to get my control, to flow the energy into my hands. I do the soft so I can do that. But that's me because I've already done the physical hard side, with my animal training, with all my other stuff. So I don't need the hard Qigong. I do the soft Qigong. But it just depends on what you're doing. So you can do both. Can you do one with and the other? Yeah, of course. You don't have to do one without the other. You can do both. It just depends on what you want to do and how you want to, your focus is. So both are good. It just depends on your goal.
Absolutely. ETV says, thank you, Sifu, and your student. I can't remember his name. His name is, so this is Sifu Fu, and the other one is Sifu Larry, who has been training with Sifu Fu for 27 years.
That's nuts.
What?
Dude,
I'm not that old. I'm just 27. How could that be
every time
possible?
someone asks me if I
He
train
was
with
training
Sifu,
with you when you were in the womb.
I think, yeah, man, I must have been training with him now for at least 15 years.
It's been way long.
I just got stuck. It's like my birthday, right, dude? I'm either older than I'm supposed to
Or
be.
younger.
Or younger.
You can't get it right.
I can't get it right. I don't want to know about it no more.
just don't want you to think about it.
And people are like, yo, your birthday's, how do you feel? I'm like, I don't even want to know about my birthday anymore.
You're going to be okay, bro.
I'm
it's going to be all
losing
right.
it.
You're going to be all right.
Yeah, man. I just keep going back to when Sifu bit my nipple. I got like nipple PTSD, man. I can't
That's
get it out of my mind.
emotional stress.
That is
day.
how long, dude, that I have had this. I wake up in night sweats sometimes going, oh my God, they're still there. I'm still safe.
Ralph says, working with your system has put me in southpaw stance, a real good advantage for my offensive movement. Thank you, Sifu. The learning process is going good. That is awesome to hear. Baron says you can live 30 days without food, 3 days without water, minutes without breath. Breathing is very important. Absolutely. Absolutely. Breathing is one of the things that, did you know that you can actually, if you're breathing improperly and you start learning how to properly breathe, you can actually lose weight as well as fix like sleeping problems and all kinds of crazy stuff. It's amazing. And
Hey,
it's,
go ahead. I don't want to forget because I forget stuff.
no, go ahead, go ahead.
So premium members, YouTube premium members, I'm going to share bits and pieces of our Thursday webinar that we do for our Inner Shell members to share with you. They're pretty good. I just haven't had the opportunity yet to edit them out, but I'll get to it. And I'm going to put them up in the premium membership because there's some good stuff. Man, CJ Jamie's getting the crap beat out of her. I love it.
Man, I'm so sad. One of the really good ones, only like a minute of it got recorded for some reason.
Gotta blame one of them.
No, it was just the software. It wasn't.
Gotta blame America.
Gotta blame something, I suppose. Robin says, you guys are incredible. Thank you so much. Kevin says, any good hip flexor exercises or movements to help with snap kicking?
Okay. I'm going to show you the stick kicks, just the one of them.
Just one.
Yeah, just one. One type of exercise to develop hip flexors.
You want the
If you
rest?
do this, it's going to really increase your hip flexors. They'll burn. Huh? Yeah, I'm going to only do one, right?
This one. The rest is on core training and Inner Shell.
All right. So, just one. Ready? Just one. That's it. You're done. Just one. That's all I showed. That's it. One. Okay? That's it. Okay. Just kidding. Hip flexors are obviously from here, okay? And hip flexors are very important when you kick because that's actually how you create your chamber. That's how you create the energy to come up and get that snap out, okay? So that's really important. That's actually how you get your kicks. That's how you get your side kick. It comes from your hip flexors. And that's how you get all your kicks. It comes from here. This is the key. And the front ball. If you're on the rear leg kick, obviously you're going to use the front ball. But I won't discuss that. I'm giving away too much. We're going to do the hip flexors only, okay? It's called stick. It's one of our training. We call them stick kicks techniques. Okay, there's like 3, 4, 5 different types of techniques we do through the sticks. Like somebody has a stick like this. So I'm going to just use this side because I'm not taking it out. You want to stand with your feet side by side, okay? You don't want to do this. Okay, because you're creating momentum. The goal is to get power from neutral, and you'll just want to kick over the stick. One, this way. One, okay? You don't want to do this. Okay? That is not developing hip flexors. You're just creating momentum. The goal is to stand side by side when you kick over the stick, okay? And in the beginning, I normally tell people to start with a solar plex. Now, if they can't do it, you can lower it. If you get better, you can go higher. Okay? The key is just to get your heel over. You don't have to get your thigh over. So some people, they kick and they go like real close and they wind up hitting it. You don't need to be that. You just need to get the heel over. Just the heel. One. And stand neutral. One. Like that. That's all you have to do. Don't go like this. This is you shifting your weight and getting the momentum. You're not really building hip flexor techniques. You want to stay neutral and just kick over. 1, 1, 2, 2, like that. That's all you have to do. I tell people you got to do 50. Okay, the count is 1, 1, 2, 2. The rule is if you hit the stick, it does not count. So if you're going like this and you hit it and you go down, it doesn't count. You have to just repeat that number again. So if you're on 18, you hit it, you're still on 18. You don't count anything you hit. You must clear it clean and easy. Do 50. Give yourself a rest, maybe a 2-minute break, just depends on your conditioning. After that, you have to do another 50, okay? And then when you can do 100 straight without stopping, then you have developed good hip flexor strength and endurance for it, okay? So that's your 1.
All right. And I will tell you guys and gals that that is an amazing workout for your legs, as well as all the other ones that you can find in the core training section under legs in entershowing.com.
So he just said something, and again, you know, I think Sifu terrorized me when I first started training with him. So you remember how he said if you touch the stick, you have to start over?
Yeah.
So
That's over, it doesn't count.
it doesn't count. Well, that particular exercise.
There's one that if you hit the stick, you start all over. Again, there's different ones.
He made us. I would do the stick kick training once a month, every month. And at the time, I had a very hardcore manual labor job. It was in the middle of the summer, and I remember going in to do stick kicks, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to kung fu class to get put in pain, and I'm going to give him money for it. Man, I think I got brain damage, but he wasn't joking. I didn't get past one exercise. I did finally get past it, but he let me stay after class for an extra 25 minutes. So nice of him, because he forced me to finish them. And then I went back the next day, and it was with Brian. Remember?
Yep.
We were doing push-ups.
Yep.
And he's like, you got to do push-ups a certain way. And I had to keep going. He goes, keep going, keep going. And I couldn't go. And I was just on the ground. I was almost in tears. He just started kicking me. He just started kicking me. He's like, get up. I'm like, oh my God, I'm getting he ain't stopping. So, you know, I had a little bit of a twisted mentality training the guys who I was training. And I'm like, look, we're going to do stick kicks. And Sifu used to make me have to finish them and do them a certain way. And I have to do this to you. It's not me, it's him.
Otherwise, you don't benefit from it.
It's not me, it's you. Oh, that's funny. Toby says, thank you for the Qigong explanation. Been thinking about it for a while since my right elbow can't take too much pressure at the moment.
Soft Qigong it is.
Soft it is, yes, yes.
And then you go from soft to a little bit hard.
Shizan says, yes, more animals. I'm not even sure what that was in reference to.
Because we were talking, you know, the hard Qigong.
Oh, okay. Got you.
And
Shizan says, all hail 5 animals.
Can I talk about the animals too?
Yeah?
I do.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, ETV. You gave us some more love. And a really
another one?
Cool hippo doing some speed moving thing. Thank you so much.
I think when we get to a point with Enter Shaolin where we can do Enter Shaolin full time and we have an actual filming crew who can handle the workload of things, maybe some editors, we'll you know, my goal has always been to get as much information out of Sifu Fu's head. I mean, I've been with the guy for 2 decades. There's a lot of knowledge that he knows.
No, man, 2.5 decades.
I know. Whoa, dude, stop it. I'm old. But
that means I'm like
we will
30.
sometime in the future. We would love to film that stuff, especially before he, you know, croaks. We gotta get
No,
those-
man.
Before God,
He's going to be here for a
before
while.
God calls me home, not croaks. Before I'm blessed to go home.
Right. And he wants to be, and he keeps telling me he wants to be blessed every day. So hopefully we can get Enter Shaolin to where it needs to be so we can hire some people to do some stuff for
Oh,
us.
we got to hurry up.
Oh my gosh.
We got to hurry up.
The vid, man, it really did a number.
Treestyle Music says, I'll strike the like for that. Yes, if you haven't already, please strike the like. Make sure you hit subscribe and make sure you tap that notification bell and say, yes, I want all the notifications so I know when you guys here at Enter Tai Chi put up new content.
Yes, question.
Oh, okay.
another
Oh, you
question.
asked another question. Yay. ETV says, how do you do Chi Sao using a wooden dummy?
You don't. So hopefully I answer that. No, I'll expand on that, okay? You can't do Chi Sao on a dummy because the dummy cannot move and give you energy back. However, you
Unless
can
you're on
practice
the
techniques
spring-loaded
of
ones.
type of Chi Sao techniques on the dummy, okay? when you're practicing Chi Sao and you're doing it, it's really about getting the first part on a dummy, I should say, not live, but on a dummy is getting your structure, getting the bases down. So Chi Sao consists of 3 things, okay, without the exchange of hands, just on the roll itself, okay. It consists of a Fook, a Tan, and a Bang, and you can practice that on the jong, okay. So since you have helped us out, I'm going to show you some stuff.
Right on.
Okay?
Let's do
So
this thing.
everybody else watching, I need you to turn your eyes and turn off your monitor and not listen at all. I'm just kidding. Okay.
Okay, do you need her?
Huh?
He's going to show, he
No,
asked
it's on
about
the
the
jong.
jong.
Okay.
Okay, so when doing a Fook Sao, okay, a lot of people do Fook Sao and their arms are heavy. Really want to push your elbow forward, and the goal is to put pressure in towards the center and up towards the arm at the same time. A lot of people just force in the center. This becomes weak and it winds up dropping under pressure. You must create a downward and upward, right? For a true base to exist, it must have a drive behind it. So if I base, I must have a drive up. So this is how you want to create the Fook. So you can practice, if you're doing 2 Fooks, you can practice this and hook your wrist into point. So you can create this type of technique and develop this. So you can practice hooking. And once you get good at that, you can practice learning how to hook over and then rotate like hooking this, and you can rotate this way and this way. So if I'm going to go outward, you're going to go inward at the same time. You must create a balance. If you go outward too much and don't have that, it's going to be an imbalance. So you can practice rolling your arm, hooking over it, and then bring it in on the side. So you want on the side and over. Side and over. Now, when you go over, obviously you can't stay this way. The pressure should feel like it's always going to the center. So even if I do this, like I'm going to exaggerate, it'll always look like I'm going towards the center of the jong. So that's how you want to practice your Fooks. Like just put towards the center here, and when you roll your hand over top, still have that pressure going towards the center. Obviously, you can't physically do it unless you're that powerful that you'll break the arm. Okay, so that's how you're going to make sure that you do your Fook. You must have pressure always going towards center. Even if I bring my arm upward and I snake it, this elbow is always still pushing towards the center. When you start rolling up and it goes outward, you just messed up. That pressure has to feel like it's going towards center. If it goes out to the side and up, you lost that technique, okay? When doing a Tan and a Bang, make sure that you have this upward pressure. The elbow, again, has to come from the outside towards the center. Do not bring the elbow to the center. It must attack the elbow to this side. So your elbow pressure wants to go there. It does not want to go here. If you bring the elbow towards the center like this, you've lost it. Your elbow wants to go to the outside. So if you can see, my elbow wants to put this type of pressure. At the same time, I want to rotate my hand. So you don't want to bring this like this. If you do this, this is how you get crushed, because you told your elbow to go in towards your body. You want your elbow to go towards the outside of the arm. So when I'm tanning, I always want to create that outward pressure while laying the hand, or in this case, you have to do a woo. Now, if I'm going to tan, right, if I bring the elbow inward, I have to counter that force with an outward force. There must be balance. So if I'm going to bring my arm more in, I have to bring my hand more out. So you would have to really lay your hand over on the outside. Don't point it on the inside like this if you're going to do that. Really, I tell people just like, if I'm going to tan, it would be going to the outside. And this would be more like a woo. It wouldn't lay like this. So this is where you would really want to do more than anything. And then if you're going to do like a Bang Sao, same rule. I want to create this forward pressure where this elbow wants to drive to the outside while this drives the inside. So you want to create an upward hit. So it's like 1, 2, 1, 2. So you notice my arm really doesn't move that much. It really wants to stabilize on the outside. And I want to control that from here. So it's like 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So this elbow never wants to go on the in. It always wants to go to the outside. So it's like 1, 2. So this is always creating that pressure that way. If you do this, you're actually going to feel him put pressure in, you're going to lose. You don't want to do that. The only way you can do that technique of coming in is you create an outside force. You must create balance. If you create an imbalance one way over the other, he's going to put pressure on that weak side and he's going to get you. If he tries to push you on your strong side, you might be able to overpower him. You want to create balance. This is how you create force and control. So I'm going to use CJ Jamie real quick, and I'll just show you the example of that. Okay? So Sifu Larry is going to hold the
Okay, he switched over. I was like,
So-
help.
If I do a Bang Sao, right, or a Tan Sao, and I bring it like this, can you punch into me?
Yeah.
I'll do it this way. So can you punch into me? And I force it in. See how my elbow's going towards the center? Like this? Do it again. I have it towards her elbow. See it? So when it's a punch, I have the balance. I hit the inside here, and I hit here. So if she's punching me, I want this. You see how you see my elbow hit her elbow towards the outside and attack her on the inside. So when you're doing a movement, like even if you're doing like chi sao type of technique, you don't want to do this. If you do this is how people punch you get hit. This is how you get hit, easy. When you tan, it's like I tan not to go in. I tan to put pressure forward. So if she's doing this and she's trying to punch me like this, you're always going to get hit. You're going to fight to go out. I don't need you to do that. Anytime you feel like you have to fight out, it's because your elbow went in. You failed your elbow. Okay, the elbow should be attacking the outside. So when I do a tan, I don't try to force it in. I try to bring it towards her elbow. You see how I'm bringing it towards her elbow? See, and then notice how I can put the pressure on her. If you try to go like this, you're going to naturally want to extend. This is why people do this, and they kind of lay and they push out. They come in. Me, I like to lay the hand and keep that pressure. See how it looks like I have that pressure going towards the elbow right there? That's how you really do it. If I go tanning in, like I said, she can just literally just jut me and hit me, and that's how you get hit. I don't see my elbows on the outside. See, it's going this way. If I do it like this and she juts me, this is how you lose it. So make sure that you have that outside pressure with your arm. So it's like even if here, you see I can easily stop that. When you start turning in, a lot of people do this. This is where it's bad. A chi sao should not be rolling into your body because they'll just take the arm from a tan to a bang. They'll roll it in. They'll feel that and they'll just roll it in and they can create the hit. You don't want to be pulling away. You never take force away from your opponent. You always have to put pressure to them and not against them. There's a difference. Okay, to is on point, but against is going past it. So if she's going like this with her elbow inside, it's easy for me to knock her over. You see how it's easy? Yep. She has to keep her elbow, even if she brings it down, the force cannot go inside. It must go like it's going to the outside. So if I'm going like this, she does it. See how much better she gets at? But bring the elbow to the center.
Her stuff. I'm gonna talk, I'm keeping her up.
And then it's easy, okay? So when you bounce out, it's the same idea. Your elbow cannot go like this and have a drop or push away, okay?
Sorry.
Okay, so you must feel like you're pushing your elbow towards this side and your hand going towards this side.
You
so
can
she's
grab
punching me.
thing.
So she's punching me, I'm going like this. You see how it's doing that? No, I'm exaggerating. It shouldn't be like that, but you see the effect of my energy. If I do it like this, where I'm going like this, you see how she can jump my arm down? A lot of people will drop their hands. They'll drop the hands. You have to intercept where it's like, see how I'm on her still? So when she jumped me, see how it was, now see how easy I can just and get in. So this is how you want to properly do your chi sao. You'll find that your structure is much better. You won't strain. Like she just did it with me. I wasn't even thinking. I wasn't even looking at her. I was looking at you guys. I just felt it and I just dealt it. Okay. So it's like you ever hear that saying, "He who smelt it dealt it." Well, he who felt it can deal it. Right. So you got to make sure that your structure and your roll on their jong has the outward pressure and inward pressure. A lot of people just create one side, and this is how people lose anyways. I say a lot of people are one-side fighters. You got to be a two-side fighter.
Be a two-side fighter.
So hopefully that helped.
Yes.
Wow, chi sao musician.
Thank you, chi sao musician. Do you have a question? I'm looking real quick to see. Let's see. Chi sao musician. Got in here late. Cool to see some green names. All right. Oh, he said Sifu's pants are cool. Those are his work pants. Are those the ones they gave you?
These are
for
ski
your work?
pants. No, these are my ski pants.
Oh,
I bought
ski
these.
Pants.
These are ski pants.
So if you want cool pants, buy ski pants. There you go.
They keep me very, very warm outside. When the wind's blowing, it's like pff, nothing. I say, bring it.
Awesome. Hey, do you have a question? She's a musician. I looked through and I didn't see it, so let me know. Steven
said
says
no question.
No question. Well, thank you for the love, much appreciated. Shows on says great stuff. Stick says thanks, Sifu. ETV says thanks a lot, Sifu. Stefan says thank you for sharing. Thank you so much. Son Goku says sorry, I must go for now. I'm grateful for y'all. Keep doing what you do. Much love. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. And then I also, Tracy, expect some pain if you choose to enter Shaolin. Absolutely. Tracy, did you have a question? Because I saw that it got removed and then there was just like one that said children, and I didn't know if you had a question in regards to training in children. Let me know, and we'll be glad to answer that before we wrap it up. ETV, that was a good question, though, that you asked. So very good, very good. And then Money for Nothing. Hey, Money for Nothing. I don't know if you watched last week's Q&A, but I addressed your comment from the previous weeks on there. I'm not allowing him to or to not do anything. As I said last week, we've been talking about this for years, that we've been giving way too much away for free. Our members also agree, and it's not that they control us or I control Sifu or anything like that. First of all, the only one that is our ruler is the Most High Lord above. So it's not about that. It's about good business practice and us being better and holding ourselves accountable to be able to give more to the people that are willing to invest in themselves and invest in us. I hope that makes sense, but glad you're here. So welcome, and I hope that you get to watch the replay and do some good learning, because even when we don't give you everything, there's still tons of information for you to learn on here. So if you are ever ready for the next step, you really should go check out AnnaShellen.com. If you're serious about your training, that's up to you. Shozan says, I love the Tonsao. Tracy says, a pendulum or shuffle step?
Is that a question or a comment or a statement?
Yeah. Or what? Tracy, come on, help me help you. Are you talking about for children? Or are you asking how to teach them the shuffle step?
In terms of pendulum, I hung on a bar and I swung like a pendulum. Sifu Kalari could tell you that.
Yeah, he used to come into training and Sifu would be swinging. He's like, look, I'm a pendulum. And then Sifu Larry told me that it was his goal to become a pendulum one day, but then he realized that also requires people trying to swing at you.
So I used to work a lot of crappy jobs. You don't know the story, but yeah, let me tell you. I was really walking in it. Crap, that is. Anyways, we won't go back to that because that's more PTSD. So I had a terrible day at work. It sucked. I walked
Literally
in,
stepping in poo.
and this guy is swinging. And actually over here on the side of the yard is the machine that he was swinging on. And that was the one. And he goes, I'm look at me, I'm a pendulum. I'm like, man, if only I could be a pendulum. That's so great. I just hang around and swing back and forth. And then I started teaching, and what I realized, and you know, oftentimes people wonder if martial artists are legit who teach. I don't know, you know, if you survive any amount of time being a teacher, you can't be that bad, because people try to take your head off. And I remember going, oh my God, dude, people are really trying to hurt me. What was I thinking? Teach martial arts. God.
You didn't think it all the way through.
I didn't.
Well, you know, it's just like, you know, honestly, like when I first found out from Sifu Larry, we were both did internet marketing together, and back in 2009, a mutual friend that did internet marketing thought we'd work well together. We became like instant best friends, and he was just telling me about Sifu Fu. I didn't even see a video at this time, but something in my heart, it was the Holy Spirit that just was like, this is what you need to do with your life. So, and I had always been looking and wanting to do martial arts since I was a little girl, and that's a whole nother story for another day. If you guys are curious about the whole story about how we got started, why there's Enter Tai Chi, why there's Enter Shaolin, you guys can go to our Enter Shaolin YouTube channel, go to podcast. It's literally the first episode. It breaks it all down. But the point is that, you know, it took a long time to even get, I had to move states to even get these guys and everything just being the perfect storm for us to bring this awesome content to you guys.
So there's a question on Facebook from Marcos.
Yes, I saw that. I was
gonna
going
answer it.
to. Oh, okay, hold on. So Marcos says greetings. He was late. Lester was also great. Andrew says
You
great
mean
stuff. Late. Great.
said great.
Sorry, I was reading two comments in one. So Lester says, sorry, I'm late. We got Lester coming in. Marcos also. Andrew says great stuff. And good night, guys. Stay warm. We will stay warm. Thank you so much. A good night to you as well. Marcos says, have you ever seen the New Jersey Devil? And what would you do to defeat him in a hand-to-hand
I was married
combat?
Okay.
I'm kidding. I'm just
So
kidding.
let's talk about.
I'm dead, y'all.
I actually. It's funny that you even heard of the Jersey Devil, because I'm not sure how many people outside of New Jersey.
I heard about it before I moved here.
I actually went to the Leeds Road and into the woods and
You're insane.
went.
I would,
Well, it's what you do when you're young and doing young stupid things. And I just want to say that there is strange things that are not necessarily explainable. I never seen an actual anything. Heard noises. We've seen shadows.
things that you can't explain,
and things
right?
that we can't explain. And there's a lot of stories from a lot of people. We haven't, okay, I might get it, you know, if you're out there listening, we have things called pineys in New Jersey. These are folks that live
And the
in
Pineys,
woods.
and the
Now, when people
Pinelands.
think of New Jersey, they think of Sopranos, they think of New York, Newark, the city. But where we are is South Jersey. We don't really consider ourselves North Jerseyans. We're South Jerseyans, and we
There's
basically,
3 very distinct parts of
even
Jersey.
though we're small,
Very different.
and generally we don't associate with each other. But
here there's a lot of
a lot of South Jerseyans, it's something that a lot of us grew up with, and we look for this infamous Jersey Devil. There's a lot of eerie things in the woods, and there's a lot of weird stuff, and nobody can really solve anything.
I
it's
saw
funny
one
that-
episode about that, and I was like, yo, I wouldn't, no. I remember we watched some kind of documentary about them trying to find the Jersey Devil.
Yeah.
I was like, you know, you people are nuts.
I'm gonna take you to Leeds Road one day.
I'm not going to look for the
Yeah,
Blair
let's go.
Witch. I'm not looking for
Let's
the
do
Jersey
it.
Devil. Okay,
Let's do it now.
But
you can use your kung fu on him.
Andrew says New England is a creepy place.
Yeah, let me tell you what I would do if I came face to face with the Jersey
Yes,
Devil.
what would you do?
Depending on who I was with, I would take.
You're gonna throw them.
I'm throwing them. Out.
What's wrong
So
with
listen,
you?
Listen, I'm gonna throw somebody at
Well,
him.
now I'm definitely not going with you to Leeds Road,
So I
bro.
can
It
escape.
ain't happening, okay? Because I am smaller than you, and you could definitely throw me easier than I could throw you. So, ain't happening. I'm like, look, he's bigger. He's a bigger meal. Take him, please. No, okay. But, yeah, I don't, I guess that.
You know that saying, when you're like chased by a bear, you don't have to outrun the bear. You just got to outrun the guy next to you.
Then I would be screwed because don't underestimate that man. He can run insanely fast. Okay. So I'm going to have to use my Kung Fu skill. Now, what would I do? I'm guessing that's going to depend on his energy and how he's coming at me. So maybe while he's running
I'll make
away,
sure while I'm running,
you
I'll
can
turn
film.
my camera. Yeah,
You can film.
I'll film
okay?
as I retreat.
Maybe film from like a faraway tree or something.
Go for the eyes if he has any.
So in all cases, whatever the case may be, go for the soft points, follow the energy, and just give it all you got, bro. That's what I got for the Jersey Devil. So Marco says Leeds Road. I didn't know
And
its
as he's
exact
chewing on
location.
you, sit there and just laugh at him.
Oh yeah, maybe. But yeah, it would be like anything else, be as smart as you can and use whatever guile you can. But I mean, if that thing is real, I don't even know. Sure then says Jamie versus Jersey Devil, Sifu Larry versus Chupacabra, and Sifu Fu versus Frieza.
Frieza!
Yo, how about look, Sifu Larry is more tenured than I am, so I think he should face the Jersey Devil. Also, he's lived here way longer than me, like most of his life. I will take the Chupacabra. I feel a little bit more confident that I could take that out. So
Then the Jersey Devil.
it's smaller than the Jersey Devil, so I'm running with that one, okay? So,
I'm thinking the Chupacabra is more like. Does anybody remember that scene in Monty Python's Quest for the Holy Grail?
Yep,
Where they're all standing there, and he's like, he has really big claws.
And this beast, and it's taking people's head off, and it's
It's a little bunny rabbit. Boop, boop.
oh my goodness, everyone's cracking up over here. Raph says, support this great website, please. Thank you so much. And LT Newbie says, working to get out of debt to buy an Abbott membership. Well, hey, that's a great goal. Both, getting an Abbott membership and getting out of debt. Those are both great things to do. And let's see.
John.
Oh,
John,
where's John? Oh, down here.
Yeah.
Okay. John says, you're right. Me and my son have reopened our school for the kids, and my Lord, how many of their parents try to challenge us to see if we can really do this stuff? Oh.
John, it wasn't until I started, when I first started teaching martial arts, it was kind of by accident. I really started teaching because we were in my basement. We were just fighting each other.
And eventually people were like,
But when
yo,
I started
we need
actually
some money.
really teaching, the amount of people that wanted to actually take a swing at me and see what I could do, I was actually surprised. Because, I did that with Sifu kind of for like 10 minutes. I saw white, and that was good for me. And I didn't need to prove nothing else. I didn't need to try to force the issue, see if I can sneak something in. I said, man, that hurts. I'm good. But these people, I don't know, man. They just keep coming and coming. And I can only imagine. He doesn't remember this story, but I remember it. I don't know why he doesn't. Probably because he got challenged a lot.
I got challenged a lot.
But it was during my
I can't
private
remember.
lesson. This guy came.
He actually
knocked
doesn't
on the
remember
door.
this, but
Sifu
you
goes,
do.
hold on a second. And I'm like, okay, it's only my hour, but go ahead, bro. And he goes, answers it, and this guy comes in. He's like, yeah, I'm interested in Wing Chun. I train, blah, 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 blah. He goes, yeah, I'm going to start opening up a school down the road, I think. This was like out of a freaking movie. It was stupid. And
Too
so
bad you didn't have a Wing
they were
Chun
starting
back
to
then. That'd
roll,
been
and it looked
awesome to see.
friendly. It looked friendly at first, and the next thing you know, and I never seen this before, after, or again. But he chi-sowed him out the front door. The guy walked it left, and he came back and just started teaching me like nothing was up. I'm like, wow, did I just see that? That really happened.
Yeah, that'd have been really
I
cool to
don't
have
remember it.
That'd have
I
been really.
don't remember.
Because he got challenged so much, it was just, just another
When I
day
had
for
my
him.
school on the Black Horse Pike, I had a lot of people come in all the time. And my biggest challenge, because I looked so young, and I was very young. I was like 19 when I started training, when I started teaching in the school. So I'd be like teaching, and I'd have guys who are like 28, 30 something years old, big guys, like, how old are you? I'm like, I'm 19. They're like, really? What are you gonna, how are you gonna be able to teach me? So I would be like, look, the only way I can prove is just fight. That's all I can show you. I just throw anything you got at me, and just, the proof is in the pudding. It's not in the age, right? So I just had to shut them down. Like, that's how I had to deal with it when I was very young. I had to fight everybody because they would look at me, and back then I probably looked like I was 14 years old. They're like, how old are you? I'm like, I'm 19.
Bro,
like,
you were 100 pounds wet, and you
yeah.
had a bowl haircut. Come on.
So I had to fight all the time. So I can't remember all the fights that I had to do. All these people challenging me from different schools come in, all people. So I had to go into a lot, and I can't remember every one of them. I can't. It's just too many.
For reals. Oh, that was funny. She's out music says, with a name like Money for Nothing, we should talk about the Federal Reserve and how
Yeah, let's
they
not
make
talk
money
about
from
that
nothing.
because I know a lot too. Like, yeah, I totally agree. Like, we're not based on gold anymore. We're based on our word. And I can
call
talk
it
all about
funny
that and talk
money,
about debt and all that.
Monopoly money, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it's not real. Shazan says the devil tricks Federal Reserve, aspartame, and other fake sugars and carbs. No, carbs are not bad for you. It's the wrong processed carbs. Absolutely. So, but yeah, there's a lot of fake sugar and just processed sugar in general. Like, if you're going to eat cane sugar, eat organic, real cane sugar that hasn't been processed and gotten all the mineral nutrients out of it. But even then, like, use that sparingly. If you really want the whole food source, then go to the actual cane itself and juice that and get, like, that's as pure as you can get right there. Totally unprocessed, just bam, juiced up. But yeah, lots of crazy stuff. David says it's always sunny in South Jersey. No, it's not. It's definitely not. There's been plenty of days and sometimes weeks and even just the past year, especially where we've had, at least where we're at in South Jersey, where it's been like cloudy for days on end and rainy and just meh. I don't mind a rainy day here and there, you know what I mean? But when it's like consecutive over and over again, it doesn't work for me. I'm from the Sunshine State, so maybe that's why. I don't know. Shozan said that, Cheese Out Music said, seafood against Golden Frieza, though. I could take regular Frieza. And then Shozan said, I'd say I can take Captain Ginyu and dibs on the Ginyu Force. I have no idea.
That's Dragon Ball Z.
Okay. I was like, I know these are probably like anime people or something like that, but I have no idea, y'all. I don't really watch that stuff. She said, just don't get bodies. Hey, Kolak. Vin, FYI, what?
EdTV Earth has a question.
Yeah, where's that at? Okay, there we go. ETV Earth. We're going to answer this last question. We already ran over, but I know there was a lot of chit-chatting and us all goofing off and having a good time, which is nothing wrong with that. And I will double check on Facebook to make sure we don't have another question over there too, because I'll give them some love as well. ETV says, is there any head movement exercise in Wing Chun which probably is used in combat and can be useful?
Okay. Traditionally, Wing Chun does not move their head, okay? So they intercept everything with their arms, traditionally. Now, like all martial arts, it has to evolve. It has to change to adapt to the times of combat, the types of combat. So you should be able to move your head, like you should be able to do that. A lot of people, they'll turn their body and they use their arms to intercept. So to answer the question, traditionally, no. If you watch like people who do cheese out, you never see them use their heads. bobbing, weaving, and everything like that. If they're traditional Wing Chun, they always do everything. They intercept with hands. Boom, boom, boom. Everything's on this. So no, they do not move their head. Should they? It's like this. You don't have to, but you better make sure that you're able to protect your head properly then. Me, I believe that you should learn everything in terms of like, you should learn to move, you should learn to cut, you should learn to do this, you should learn close quarter. It's like, if you don't want to grapple, then learn anti-grappling. Like, you have to be able to handle people who don't believe what you believe. For example, somebody asked me, like, in Wing Chun, should I be able to learn a hook punch? Like, you don't have to, but you have to learn how to handle one. Because if you don't believe in hook punch, like Wing Chun doesn't believe in it because it takes too long, quote unquote. It takes too long for a guy to hook punch as opposed to a straight punch. Scientifically, that's true, but there's other variables that makes a hook punch successful over a straight line punch. Okay, range, having head start, feigning, using to close down, close in on someone, using a leg kick to a hand. So there's a lot of variables too that where a hook punch can be successful. And most of the time, when you watch people get knocked out, it's not a straight line punch; it's from a hook punch. Okay, right. So just let you know that. So, I always tell people, like, one of the questions we had before was like, as a Wing Chun practitioner, should I learn how to hook punch? Like, is it necessary? Because I'm only taught straight punch. You can use straight punch if you want to, but one, make sure it's effective and powerful enough that when you hit them, it does hurt. Okay, straight line punch lacks a power because of the way Wing Chun does it. Like, for us, our power is different because, like, again, most Wing Chun, like, they'll do compression type of hits. You don't want to do that because it lacks that power. Because they're square and they walk like this, and it can really do it, but you got to get very, very good at it. Okay, for us, we base, we drive, we torque. That's what's going to give you your power and stuff like that. The other thing that I'd say is, like, if you don't want to throw a hook punch, fine, but learn how to handle one, because there's other people outside in the world will believe in hook punches, and there's all kinds of ranges, right? I don't know if you know the difference between like a round punch and a hook punch. Okay, a round punch is anything coming outside the body going towards the face. A hook punch is actually about 90 degrees and it comes from the side. So a round punch is more like anything less than 90. A hook punch is 90-degree flush to the person. That's really what a hook punch is. A round punch is more like me coming like this. That's a round punch. A hook punch is me coming in, closing in on a 90. So that's really what a good hook puncher would do. But you have to learn how to handle all kinds. You don't believe in grappling? Fine. Learn anti-grappling though. You don't have to grapple to beat someone. You can learn anti-grappling and learn how to counter-strike that through the anti-grappling techniques. So whatever you want to do, you can do. Just make sure that whatever you believe in, you make sure that's strong. And you make sure the weak point that you have is hard for them to access to, and your strongest point is pretty easy to access and get them to. So if you don't want to move your head, you better make sure your arms are really good. You better make sure that your footwork can move out of the way and cut to the angle, or put your arms to protect yourself better. You can, but like I said, like Sifu Larry's uncle, he's a very good kung fu master, and he's like, he believes in all ranges. He did learn, I think he said jiu-jitsu too. He said it's good to learn grappling, but he just did it so he can learn how to do it, so he can learn how to handle it if he had to fight in it. But I'll do that if I get to the ground, but first you gotta get me to the ground. His philosophy is, he does his hands, he does hand combat, but he's so good at it, it's like you're not gonna be able to get him to the ground. But his philosophy was, if you get me to the ground, I'll know how to handle it, type of thing. So that's his principle. I say the same thing. You don't have to learn how to grapple, but you better know anti-grappling. You don't have to learn how to throw a hook punch, but you better learn how to deal with one. You don't have to learn how to do anything you don't want to do, but you better make sure that what you do well that can handle any other kind of movements.
So I want to. Everybody talks about MMA. I'm 40 old. I'm 46. My father started cross-training me at a very young age, and my understanding is many people have been cross-training for many years before the term MMA was even coined. So growing up myself, I never saw a separation in all these different martial arts the way that society has separated them with Japanese and Chinese and Taiwanese, and the list goes on and on and on of the different types of martial arts. We got 2 hands, 2 legs. Bruce Lee didn't invent nothing. He observed it and realized it himself. So, wow, where am I going with any of this? I don't even know. I'm out.
I can't help you. I wasn't in your brain, bro. I'm sorry. Oh my goodness. Andrew was like laughing. He says, dang, you guys are going to throw each other to the wolves when we were talking about the The Jersey Devil. No, if that actually happened, I mean, I can't speak for Seafood Larry, but I would hope, it's better to be in numbers, right? I would hope that I would fight for my friends and my family, but I don't know, he might just leave me high and dry. So I think I'm definitely not going out to Leeds Road with him.
Come on, man. It'd be fun.
You just told me you're going to ditch me if the Jersey Devil comes. I mean, that's not very, that doesn't sound like a good time, okay? So I'm just saying. And I know you can run faster than me, so I would really be, solo on that. So I'm not interested in that. Marco said, I let the Abbott membership put me in debt. Didn't take but 10 months to pay off. Yes, we do have a 10-pay plan if anyone does want to join our lifetime membership at anderschellen.com/join to try to make it easier for you guys and gals that want to join the lifetime membership. Absolutely good investment for sure. Let's see. Errol, okay. John said Seafood would have been proud. I asked him to hit me, and if
You missed the one above that.
Oh, okay,
There's
hold
a
on. John, okay, the best parent came in and introduced his son and told us he is perfect and needs no correction. Yeah, who doesn't need correction, please? And is better than anyone we have ever seen, and he was just as good. Wow, okay, that's very braggadocious, okay. John said, Seafood would have been proud. I asked him to hit me if he could, and he got mad when he could not. All I used was a neutral stance and hand. We now have his son in class, and they now know they are not the best. Aw. Well, hey, that means you did a great job. You were able to stay in neutral stance. You didn't have to do much to deflect that and everything, and that's what this training's all about. So
You have no idea
Good
how
job.
many people
Good
have
job.
come into my school and said the same thing. Like they're like awesome at what they do. I had a guy who was a third-degree black
don't
belt,
do that,
taekwondo,
y'all.
tang sudo, this and that. He was giving me his title, and I sparred him, and I shut him down in less than 5 seconds. Needless to say, he never came back. It was over. I think, well, okay, that's great. That's like, look. And he wanted to train, but he's like, look, I'm advanced. I don't want to learn basic stuff. I already know all that stuff. I'm very good at what I do. I said, look, just spar. Let's spar and see what we can do.
Isn't that funny? He's like, just tack me. What?
And,
Yeah,
and
tack
just
me.
give me what you got. And it was less than 3 seconds. He gave me this spinning crescent kick, round kick when he turned to do like a spinning move. I just kicked his butt, knocked him off. I came and just shot my hands on him. He tried to get a punch. I intercepted, got in. It was like he felt helpless because he was. There was nothing he could do. I just shut him down every time. And needless to say, his pride got to the barrel. He was like, yeah, he never came back.
I had Freddie.
Okay, yeah.
He goes, yo, man, can I try and take you down to the ground? Now, Freddie's a good ground fighter.
Freddie has over 300 matches as a wrestler, and he's fought in real
nice.
life.
He goes, I'm gonna.
And he was a champion wrestler. He wasn't some schlub. He was a champion wrestler, a 3-time champion wrestler.
He goes, I want to see if I can. I want to see if I can take you to the ground. I'm like, are you
I
serious?
think we have that video.
I don't know
maybe.
where it's
Or
at.
wait, no.
No,
was
he
on
has
his
the
phone.
video.
I'm gonna see if I can get him to send it to us. That was a
He ain't gonna embarrass himself.
Yeah.
No, he got it to send
So-
to his friends. I don't think
So
he'll care.
he goes, I'm gonna really try. I'm like, I know you really are.
He really did.
And so he's way stronger than me.
Let me
Dude,
tell you
he's a
something.
brick
Okay,
house.
let me tell you something real
Freddie
quick.
is a brick house. Dude.
Freddie,
He's solid.
okay, he's a solid like Marine belt, this and that.
Yeah.
One of my students egged him on. He was training under me because his brother-in-law just destroyed him after like 6 months, and he didn't believe Kung Fu was good, and, Tyrone. And my student just destroyed him after 6 months. I mean, he's just giving me a year. He's like, oh, that martial arts, you got to learn wrestling. That's the only way you can beat somebody, blah, blah. And 6 months, my student started destroying him. So he started coming in and seeing what it's all about. I sparred him, I grappled him, I took him, and he was like, wow, you're the real deal. So anyways, one day after class, it was just like one student, his name was John, and he's egging on Freddie. He's like, hey, Freddie, let's just spar. Let's see what we can do. Come on, let's. And he goes, look, I'm a 2nd-degree black belt, blah, blah, blah. Freddie's like, nah, man, nah, I'm not going to do it. He's like, come on, I'm training. I have some training in me. Come on, let's do some sparring. We're hot. We're going, And Freddie's like, all right. So, I mean, literally, I just watch it, and Freddie was like this, like, ready? And they're like, boom, 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 took him to the goddamn submit in less than 3 seconds. I was like, oh my gosh! I was like, I was afraid of Freddie. He was so good. I was like, dang, man, that was awesome. And he shut him down like he was not like a baby. And then goes, so he's no schlub. I mean, I watched him destroy this guy.
Oh yeah.
So he goes, I'm doing this, man. I'm like, and throughout the years, Sifu's my teacher, so
Yeah,
I kind of did the same thing he did. I'd be like, do whatever you're gonna do, man. Let's see what happens. I hope it works for me. We'll see what. And so he comes in. He's trying to take me, dude. He's trying to uproot me, take me, pull me, drag me, and I'm channeling energy back at him. I'm making sure to displace my core so he can't just sweep me off. And he's just like, "Argh." He's like, all right.
He
I don't
didn't
even
give
have to
you
do it.
he gave it his all. That was awesome.
And I've had other wrestlers try to take me down to the ground, and I don't think I probably can be taken down to the ground by somebody, but the people I've come across, they haven't been able to take me down to the ground. And then people who are good at ground fighting, who I ground fought, I don't know how to ground fight, and they can't lock me out, they can't control
And they're like, you
me.
must have been training
And I don't
this
know
forever.
anything. Other than what Sifu
You're a
taught
good
me.
grappler. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't grapple.
Yeah, what we did do, I don't know if it was 2-3 years, I don't really know how long it was, but every Saturday afternoon, a lot of us senior students would get together, and Sifu would help us ground fight. And in that time period, man, I learned how to use energy, channel energy, and it was Tyrone who actually made my light bulb go off. He's like, yo, man, you're so good at Wing Chun. Just adopt that stuff here on the ground. I'm like, oh, yeah. Right. He's like, yeah, man, that's it. That's what you got to do. I'm like, wow.
And some chin up.
Some chin up.
and-
Yeah, so, again, I don't know where I'm going with any of this.
But yay! Shazam said, since women's MMA and boxing are big now, has CJ Jamie been challenged by any lady fighters? No, I have not.
Oh, tell me the story about my student,
Which one?
Kevin.
Okay, this was early on in my training. Did we have that on film? I don't think we do. Okay, so this was early on in my training, like really early, like very beginner part of my training. Like I hadn't been even training for a year at this point in time. I don't think, like maybe 6 months. Was it about a year? Maybe about a year. I don't think it was. I think it was like 6 months in. But we were, training, and he was getting frustrated. And he decided, for whatever reason, he wanted to take me to the ground. Now, keep in mind, I had no ground fighting training at this time at all, none whatsoever. And I can't even tell you the who, what, why, and how. It just was completely instinctual. It just happened. But I ended up putting him in a scissor lock, and I think it might have hurt his man pride just a tiny bit. But yeah, have I ever been challenged by any lady fighters? No, I have not. But then again, I'm not in MMA, and I'm not, out there challenging people or anything like that. So, I mean, like in boxing and MMA, that's kind of the nature of the game, be boisterous and, want to fight people and stuff like that. It's not really how we work.
So MMA, I always liken MMA to the Marines. I think in like 2 years to 3 years, if people are training really super hard, I think the advantage might go to the MMA practitioner, because they're in there taking punches, they're swinging, they're working with their adrenaline, they're doing the part of the training that's the actual fighting. And so they're learning to adapt to the stressors and the pressures of real combat, where somebody who's just going to class a couple of times with light sparring and not really getting into it, they're not really prepared for the actual all onslaught of dealing with that. But it starts to change if you especially if you're doing what we're doing. As time goes on, your skill level, your sensitivity, your pressure control, and all these things that you're doing, you get better at it. So at first, not so much, right? I think the advantage goes to the MMA. But later on, you can actually improve your sensitivity training. And if you are okay being in a fight, I think a skilled internal martial artist is probably going to fare better than an external martial artist. Now, perfect example is Hilo Gracie, right? The Gracie patriarch. He was a very small man. He wasn't big at all. And they call it Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. Man, I think it's just Jiu-Jitsu. But it could be Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. That's cool. But it's a sensitivity-based thing. I remember watching a webinar or a seminar, and it was, who was that? Samuel Kwok. I don't know if you know who that is. Samuel Kwok is a Wing Chun master. He trained with Ip Chun and Ip Ching, the two sons of Ip Man. He's like the lineage bearer of the official Ip Man Wing Chun system, right? But he was doing seminars, and I forget the name of the footage. You can buy it on DVD. So he was doing seminars with the Gracies because there's so much similarity into the sensitivities. You know what I mean? Does Sifu know that he can be heard?
He turned off his mic, I believe.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It is what it is. It's okay. We're way
Okay.
past overdue time.
Okay.
I did see that we had a couple people, specifically Edie Tolby and Tracy, asked about a couple of things that we're going to cover on the members webinar tomorrow for you guys. So we will do those. I just want to let you know I did see them, and I did go ahead and save those for you. Brad said we
I
should
will say
spar to
one
build
thing,
up or not tear
I
down.
will
Yeah,
say-
no, that's what sparring is supposed to build up and not tear down. But some people get sometimes a little spunky and want to test things out, or maybe get frustrated and lose their temper.
You know where Wing Chun shares a similarity with ground
and
fighting?
that's why you get to test your skill
Not
then.
that they're asking, but something like that
Sure,
about-
go ahead. What's up, people there?
So Wing Chun's a close quarter fighting system, and Wing Chun shines when a person's trying to pull away from being in that close quarter. Ground fighting's a close quarter fighting system. It really shines when you're trying to, push away or pull away from that guy. All right, that was my
Bam.
worthless
Hey, Phil.
information for the night.
Phil's Road. Congratulations on joining the YouTube Premium membership. Thank you for your
How did I
support.
get on camera? What are you feeding me, man?
Lots of fruits and veggies.
Man, a little bit of energy. I'm ready to
I know
punch
you're
someone.
actually talking to people and stuff. Phil, do you have a question? I was looking real quick to see if you had a question. Doesn't look like you do. Oh, you're okay. I just see, we were talking back and forth before, but it doesn't look like you have any Kung Fu questions. If I'm wrong, please go ahead and repaste it real quick in the comments, and we will take care of you, brother. If not, we'll take care of you next time. Baron says, greatest martial artists learn to heal. Absolutely.
Dude, that's legit.
Absolutely. Both Sifu Larry and I have healing hands naturally, but me training in Qigong and Tai Chi has helped me understand my gift more and be able to utilize it even better. And I talked about this all the time. In Shina, you learn about the different pressure points. Those also are points that can help heal a person as well. So the same points you can use to harm a person, you can also use to heal a person. So totally agree with that. Ralph, tomorrow, same time, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the members only webinar. Baron says, I've been practicing for 40 years and been all over the world. Great martial artists heal. Yep. Good stuff, brother. Good stuff. One of my training partners has been training for that long as well. You'll see probably in some of our videos, his name is Gil. He is an awesome dude.
David's trained for probably 50 years now at this
Lord,
point.
probably maybe even more than 50.
I started training when I was 7. In Gojuru.
So you've been almost training for 40 years. Almost. Can you believe that? That's pretty wild when you think
Yeah, but
about
you know
it.
what? I wasn't as disciplined. Sifu was a much more disciplined child.
John's really...
I wanted to play rock and roll.
Right, well,
on my guitar.
yeah,
I went a different direction in my early teens.
John said that he after he figures out how to put you on the couch, the next goal will be to take you to the ground and get a lockout. Man, good luck with that.
I look forward to it, bro.
I still can't throw him on the couch unless he's intentionally not playing to his full skill to let me learn stuff. But that's about it, bro. So Phil says, thank you. You're also welcome, sir. Thank you.
Actually, guys, I so desperately want to do a seminar.
Like a real...
we want to do it at Sifu School, but we really can't get enough people to come out.
Maybe
do a
we'll send
seminar.
out. Well, right now with our schedules and stuff, we got to get Sifu out of his job and us out of our extra.
DEBT?
Well, I'm probably not going to get out of my extra thing, dude.
Well, no. Yeah, but we can still hold a seminar. Yours
like
is
it.
yours is flexible.
Mine's flexible.
Yours is
I
flexible.
can do it while you guys are doing the seminar.
So, yeah. Yes. Musician. There's a lot of martial artists we meet are musicians. So
I've been playing. I started out playing saxophone.
you can listen
in
to
elementary school.
some of the music that we created on our
Then I play guitar.
Shaolin channel. We made some meditation music and stuff together.
I play a lot of instruments. I think if I didn't do martial arts, I'd want to do music. But when you're young, like when I was 20 years old, I was in a band, and it was kind of like, I'm not sure I really want to be a starving musician. So I chose.
I just don't want to be starving.
So I chose to pursue martial arts as more of a professional career path versus music. However, I never got the music bug out of me. So I have friends I've been playing with for 20, 30 years. We jam out regularly, goof off. My daughters they're musically inclined. It's just, I think some people are musicians and some people aren't. I will say that there are a lot of martial artists that are musicians, because I know a ton of musicians who are martial artists, and I think maybe it has something to do with that ability to express yourself. You know what I'm saying? When you're playing music, you're trying to express yourself, and I think also in martial arts, you're trying to express a primal part of who you are, and so again, I don't know where I'm going with this. All right, bye.
So, hey, Shozan, real quick, we're going to be wrapping it up, but as far as what you're saying in regards to your heart physically hurting due to a loss and angers from life issues, I'm putting in the comments on our blog, I just typed in depression and stress. Read those articles and blog posts. There's a lot of great content on there to help you. And after that, if you still have questions or other things you'd like to know about in regards to healing and stuff like that, we've all suffered lots of losses and different things like that. Unfortunately, especially I can speak for myself like way too much, especially in the past several years. Tai Chi, Qigong, if you have a spiritual practice, you know, like we do and everything, that's a big part of it. Taking care of yourself. But I'm just going to put this link in here so you can go check that out. And anyone else that wants to. Healing.
When you're trying to heal from emotional issues, I've certainly had my share of emotional problems throughout my life. A big part of it is surround yourself around the right people.
Yep.
Right? Because if you're surrounding yourself by the wrong people, that's not healthy for you. As well as don't isolate yourself by yourself either, because you know, misery loves company, and if you're already feeling really beat up and you're really emotional and you don't have a support network that you can lean on, you can feel lost. So I think it's important to find the right people to hang out with, and there's certainly tons of support groups all over the place. Be around people. Be around good-spirited people. People with
and
good
practice
energy.
gratitude. Like, okay, don't like.
And be. Well, I was just gonna say.
Right. What's
so
the stuff you're grateful for?
I say this all
right
the
now?
time. There was about 3 months when I got diagnosed with cancer, where I didn't know how bad it was. I was going through a lot of tests. I was very unsure of a lot of things. And the things that I really, really thought about, because I didn't sleep much. I just would toss and turn and stare at the ceiling and look at the moon at night because I just couldn't sleep, was, man, how great would it be if I could just watch my kids, you know, get married, see my grandkids, watch a good movie, you know.
Laughter too. Laughter is great
It's such
medicine.
little things, you know, and so it comes back to what are you grateful for?
What are you grateful for?
Count your blessings,
Yep.
right? If
Every day.
If you're
Every day,
if you
no
have
matter
a
what's
roof over
going
your
on.
head, that's more than a lot of people.
So you got food in your cupboards. That's more than some people.
You know, so you start small. Find the things you are grateful for and celebrate those things. And celebrate the wins that you have in life, even if they're very small, because one win turns into another win. And all habits are habit forming, right? If you're constantly focusing on wins
Positive
and not losses,
things, healthy
positive
things,
not negative things, those things will start to manifest themselves in your life.
Over
And manifestations, our minds are very powerful. We can dig ourselves and
Life
spiral
and death
ourselves
out of the
into
power
death,
of the tongue.
or we can lift ourselves up and we can try to fight through whatever's bothering us. But I don't think any person's an island, so I don't think anyone can do anything by themselves. And I think people who think they can do things all alone, they're really severely.
Well, you can't do everything by yourself. You know, we're by nature gregarious
Again, I
creatures.
feel for you with your emotional issues because I've went through my fair share. She's went through her fair
Oh
share.
my goodness.
He's went through his fair share. And you just need good people around you because
And it's something you
it's
got to
gonna be hard.
practice
And
every
just
day.
know
Yeah.
it eventually those feelings they pass.
Yeah.
They do pass and they become a distant memory. I remember when I was 16 years old, my girlfriend broke up with me. And I really
know
thought
that
it was
story.
the end of the world.
OMG, it was
Right?
horrible. I
I
can't.
actually left New Jersey. I flew out to California, lived with
ran
my
away
uncle. I
from
ran
your
away
problems.
because I couldn't deal with it
Couldn't
because
deal.
the girl was on my school bus. Now that's neither here nor there, but that pain that I felt was the same kind of pain that I felt over lots of things throughout my life. So pain is pain, right?
Right.
If I stab her with a knife or I shoot her with a bullet, it's gonna hurt equal, right? It's just gonna hurt. So understand that these things pass. And if there's people that you feel are oppressing you, get away from them,
Yeah.
right? Find new people.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know what specifically is going on with you, but definitely check out that link I sent, or you can just go to andershelland.com/blog and type in depression and stress, and you'll find lots of tips and articles and stuff. But it really does start with you changing your perspective on what is positive about your life and focusing on the things that you can change versus the things that you cannot change, and then creating healthy habits to help support you through that process. It doesn't mean you're never going to get sad or blah or depressed or whatever, but it's going to be, instead of maybe, being depressed for months at a time, it's going to be weeks and then eventually days and then hopefully, only hours and then minutes where you can snap yourself out of that state of mind and stuff and get back to focusing on the things that you can control and that you can be grateful for and should be grateful for. It really just starts with the small stuff. And after going through those articles, if you still want some tips or, want to share a little bit more about what's going on with you, but in private, feel free to email us at support@andershelland.com. We'll be glad to assist you, or give us a call at 1-8449-KUNG-FU. And again, we'll be glad to talk to you. If we're not there, just leave us a message and how to contact you, and we'll get back to you. So that is that. ETV said thanks a lot for today. Wish you limitless energy, and your path shall grow always, because what you do and say, it has great meaning, power, and effect. Thank you. She then said thanks to Jamie, Seafood Larry, and John. Thank you so much. She said, says, learn to be still enough to catch the New Jersey devil in its natural habitat. Yeah, I guess so, if you're going to do that. Lester says, thank you, Seafood Larry, for sharing this. You are welcome, family. And all right. Errol says, stress can actually kill. Try to change your mindset and surround yourself with positive things and people, and be thankful for what you have. Just take it one day at a time. Absolutely. And what are the things that bring you joy, that make you laugh, that make you feel good? Exercise, if you like to dance, things like that. Watch a funny movie, break your state, get out of the funk and stuff, and make sure that you're eating good too. A lot of times when we're stressed or sad or whatever, we have a tendency, at least most of us do, to, end up eating the things that are going to cause more of those problems, instead of going to the foods that nourish us and help us heal and add that electric life into us. So take care of you, Shozan. I'm looking forward to hearing from you next week and seeing how you're doing, if I don't hear from you before that. Baron says, can you imagine having a domain overall and say you're bored? How about the fact that you can see color and appreciate it? You can smell and appreciate it. Yes, you can definitely. I personally don't want dominion over everything. I'm not interested in being the Most High. He's got his work cut out for him, and I'm glad he's doing his job, and I'm not doing it, because I can't even imagine. Can't even imagine. But anyways, yes, totally agree with you. And I'm being told it's time to go, because it's way past time to go. I got to get home. We got to get home. We all got to get to our children. We love you all. You're amazing. God bless. And we'll see you next week or tomorrow if you're a member. All right. Peace.
Hey family, what you just saw is just a little bit of sparring techniques and principles that we want to keep in how we attack your opponent. Okay, first off, we don't believe in defense, we believe in offense or counteroffensive techniques. So what you saw was us hitting points, not trying to defend against points. So these videos are here designed to teach you how to change your mindset. First off, like I said, we don't defend, we attack, we counterattack. So once we understand that, now we have to find the technique behind that. So our job is to learn how to strike the points, not try to block points, get into the target, not get the target away from us. So when you see videos of people, they're always thinking, showing self-defense or getting rid of the punch, and then they try to find the attack. The problem with that is you're always receiving pressure. So we want to say he throws a punch, we hit them. We hit them. So now we put pressure into them. So this way, we're not receiving pressure. The problem with receiving pressure is you have to deal with it, and you have to absorb it or repel it. We don't want to do that. We want to create the attack. So we want to learn how to create the counterattack or attack techniques. And what do I mean by that is, as he throws the punch, as you see, I am not trying to get the block and waiting for it to come and withstanding the pressure. I'm not going to try and push him away from me. The problem is if someone is strong, they'll take us. If he hits, I hit back too. The difference is when I hit precise, I hit small, I hit on purpose, I hit with intent, I hit with control. That is what we're trying to teach you through these videos, these series, to change your mindset and change your body's ability to control energy as opposed to resist energy or absorb energy. So thank you for the interest of watching NDN, and we do appreciate your support, and we love doing videos for you guys, so please support us so we can make more videos for you guys. This is just one topic. We're talking a lot of techniques in what you do and learn how to not just hit points, but again, manipulate points, control points. If a person's grabbing you, like, you know, our instinct is to get off or trying to get away. Instead, you want to learn to get in. He comes, attack, grabs us. We don't try to deal with by pulling it away. We actually get into the striking. So if a guy does grab us, we can go into the strike right off the bat. We create pressure, create damage. We don't want to create force. We don't want to put our mindset to go against the force. We're going to go into the point, into the force, never against it, never try to get rid of it. We want to get into them and let them try to go away from us. Okay, so this is what you are going to learn through the NDN system by subscribing and supporting us. And we, like I said, we will have a lot of videos with more support that we have. We can create more videos for you guys. We enjoy doing it. We love teaching. I love to teach the techniques, the family art, and you're learning something that was not passed outside of our family. So this is a great technique that you won't see anywhere else. So we do appreciate you guys being here and everything. So do you want to have anything to say, Hector?
We need your support. And if you want to learn these valuable lessons that this man has, you got to join. I take a beating, and I've never gotten hit as hard from a person as Sifu has hit me. Even though you may see that it's very light and very small, it's like a sledgehammer is hidden.
Pickaxe.
It's like, boom, explosive. So if you want to learn this from the only man in the world that actually has this system, please join. I'm here to take more beatings and do more videos for you and help you out the best I can. But the only way you're going to learn it is by actually subscribing and getting here right now. And now is the moment. Don't say tomorrow. Don't say next week. Don't say I've seen it before. You've never seen this. 100%, I'm telling you, you've never, ever seen this or felt it. And that's another thing. If you ever want to join our seminars in the future, you're going to feel it. But everything that we do here is live. It's not rehearsed. It's not choreographed. It's not fake. It's the real deal. I've been out there. This is the real deal where no one else does it like Sifu. So please, there's a once in a lifetime. So join it right now while you can. Don't say tomorrow. Don't say, you know, I've done it, I've seen it before. No, you've never seen this before. Give it a chance and you'll be surprised. There's a lot of people I know personally that have seen it and they're like, wow, that's like nothing. Wow, you didn't hardly move. That can't work. And when I touched them, they were sold on it. So get on it right now and subscribe and join.
And thank you again. We do